In an old country mansion last Christmas I stayed, a queer-looking place, no doubt. With one lovely girl, I had heaps of fun. I said to myself, something's got to be done. I whispered, my dear, don't give way to fright. But in the room you sleep, a ghost appears every night. Believe it or not, but say I'm telling you, no silly ghost, said she, could ever frighten me. It all told me wrong, I'm sure I could not believe it anyhow. That night at 12 o'clock, just as the light she turned out, who's that in my room, she cried and started to shout. I whispered, shut up, I'm the ghost I told you about. Perhaps you'll believe it now. Round a loony asylum, one day I looked round. One patient was fairly pot. She clung round my neck and whispered to me, the world's greatest sweetheart I happen to be. I'm queen of passion, ye gods up above. I'll prove the meaning of reincarnation of love. Believe it or not, I know they say I'm daft. She then called me her sheep and bit me on the cheek. I said, that'll do, I don't believe you, I'm really mad somehow. She locked me in her padded cell and messed me about. She hugged and kissed and squeezed me, I enjoyed it no doubt. She then kissed me and said, oh boy, as I staggered out, perhaps you'll believe it now.
The Clitheroe Kid was a radio comedy show featuring diminutive northern comic Jimmy Clitheroe in the role of a cheeky schoolboy who lived with his family at Lilac Avenue in an unnamed town in the north of England. The pilot show, pilot series, and 16 subsequent series, totaling 290 episodes in all, were originally broadcast between April 1957 and August 1972. In addition to Clitheroe himself, the show's stars included Peter Sinclair playing his Scottish granddad, Patricia Burke as his mother, in some early shows the part was played by Renee Houston, and Diana Day as his long-suffering sister. Susan, the sister, originally called Judith Clitheroe, was played in the earliest episodes by Judith Chalmers. Jimmy's father never appeared, and his absence was never addressed.
Clitheroe and the Hound Dog. I didn't know you were upstairs, Grandad.
Oh, I'm just getting ready to go out.
What is it tonight? Darts? Snooker? Or eyes down for a full house?
What do you know about housey?
We played at school in the history class.
A history class? What's the history master doing teaching you housey?
Oh, he's not there. You see, for the last month, every time we've had chemistry, Charlie Thompson makes a test tube full of sulfurated hydrogen, and just before the history class, he pours it over the radiator. It smells just like bad eggs.
I know that.
Well, when Fruit Salad Fred comes in...
Who?
Fruit Salad Fred, the history master. He's got a nose like a banana. When he comes in, we complain of the smell coming up from the laboratory. So Fred goes down and has a row with the chemistry master. And by the time he gets back, we've had 2 games of housey.
What a mob. Well, who started all this?
Oh, Ozzy. He's learned all the sayings from his dad. Legs 11. Clickety-click. 66. Kelly's eye, number 1. 2 fat ladies, 88. Top of the shop, 90. Mug's return.
Mug's return? What's that?
Oh, it isn't a number. It's what the lookout shouts when the history master's coming back.
Oh, dear, what a school. Well, no, that'll do for tonight. Now, away you go to your bed.
Oh, in a minute, Grandad.
Look, you've just had a bath and you're walking around with those slippers on, or your mother will get mad.
Oh, I can't go to bed till I find Timothy, my white mouse.
What mouse?
I got it from Ozzy this morning. I swapped him for 3 kale-eye suckers.
You tell your mother
Why? She doesn't like kale-eye suckers.
about the mouse.
Well, I was keeping it as a surprise.
She'll get a surprise all right if she sees it running about.
That's why I want to find it. Hey, look under your bed, Grandad, while I look under the wardrobe.
Oh, all right. Oh, my back.
Father, what on earth are you doing? Playing marbles?
No, I'm looking for a mouse.
A mouse?
Hey, there's a moose loose around this goose.
Well, never you mind that. You go downstairs and see if you can get a trap.
Look, it's Timothy, a tame white mouse.
Father, fancy bringing a thing like that into your room.
It's Jimmy's mouse. He got it from Ozzy.
Jimmy, you'd no right to get that mouse without asking me. You know that Susan's terrified of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mum.
Well, hurry up now. Come on, let's see if we can find it.
Susan's found it.
Come on, quick, into her bedroom.
I'll get it.
Oh, quick, somebody, there's a mouse in here.
Don't shout like that. You'll frighten the life out of the poor thing.
I'll frighten it.
Now, don't panic, Susan.
It's all right, dear.
Hey, I can see him. Where? In your slipper.
Oh, get it out.
Shh, quiet. Shh. I've got him. You can come down now off that dressing table. Poor little Timothy. Did the nasty girl frighten you?
That settles it. Tomorrow you'll take that mouse back to Ozzy.
Oh, Mum, what for?
Because your mother says so.
Fancy having a horrible thing like that for a pet.
Why not? You've got Billy.
That's enough. I want no more arguments. You're taking that back to Ozzy and you're having no more pets in this house.
Oh, Mum. Everybody else has pets.
Yes, but everybody else looks after them.
Your mother's right. Look at the goldfish you had. I had to feed them, clean the tank out.
Well, I didn't like touching them. They were slimy.
It's no use, Jimmy. You're having no more pets, and that's final.
Oh, Mum.
Don't start crying. Tears won't change my mind.
Oh, Mum.
Jimmy, stop crying. You've heard what your mother says now. The mouse goes back to where it came from.
All right. But I think you're all cruel, making a poor little mouse live in a rubbish dump.
It's going to live in Ozzy's house.
That's what I mean, in a rubbish dump.
Yes?
Hello, Mr. Higginbottom.
Oh, it's you, is it? What do you want apart from causing trouble?
I want to see Ozzy, please, Mr. Higginbottom. Is he in?
No, he's not. He's gone for his trumpet lesson.
Oh, I thought he was packing up the trumpet. After what his teacher said.
What do you mean, what his teacher said?
Well, he told Ozzy he made a better noise when he blew his nose.
We'll hear what noise you make when I clap your ear in a minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Higginbottom, but that's what Ozzy told me.
Well, he's not in, so you can go home and annoy your grandfather. Hold tight, Wad.
Me granddad's not in either. He's gone to have his hair cut.
Oh, aye. I forgot. It's February.
Well, I've got something to give Ozzy.
Well, give it to me.
Oh, here you are then. But be careful you don't squash it.
What is it?
A mouse.
Oh, take it away. I'm not holding that horrible thing.
But it's Ozzy's. My mum said I've got to give it back to him.
Oh, well, fetch it in the house and put it in the cage with the others.
Oh, all right, Mr. Higginbottom.
Come in here in the parlour. Now, where does he keep that cage?
Here it is on the floor, Mr. Higginbottom. Next to the empty beer bottles.
Oh, aye, aye. Well, stick it in there.
It's a big parlour, isn't it, Mr. Higginbottom?
It's only the usual size.
I suppose it looks bigger without having any furniture in.
That'll do. It's cleared out so I can do some decorating. And you can clear out now as well, because I want to go down to the vet.
Why, what's wrong with you?
Look, any more of your jokes and I'll give you your head in your hands to play with.
No, I mean, is it the mice?
No, I'm taking me greyhound down. We'll have it put to sleep.
Oh. Poor thing. Has it broken its leg?
No, my heart. I've fed it and trained it for 3 years, and it's never won a race yet. I'm wasting no more of my money.
Oh, Mr. Higginbottom, that's cruel.
Look, it's no use as a pet. It eats us out of house and home. I've got to get rid of it.
Well, I'll buy it off you.
How much have you got?
9pence.
Well, keep that and buy him a dog biscuit. You can have it for nothing.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Higginbottom.
Your mother won't thank me when she sees how it eats. Anyway, you can have its lead and its feeding bowl as well. So slip in the kitchen and ask Mrs. Higginbottom for the bowl.
Righto.
Now, where's he keep that lead? Oh, here it is, round the wife's mac.
Mrs. Higginbottom says I can't have the dog's bowl just yet.
Why not?
She's making you a steak pudding.
Eh?
Come on, there's a good dog. Just through the garden and we're there. Shh, be quiet. I'm going to hide you in Grandad's greenhouse. It's nice and warm in there. Come on. In you go. That's it. You'll be all right now. Hey, come away from there. Don't eat those. They're me Grandad's early daffodils. Unless the last year's coming up a bit late. Hey, give it over. Get down. Hey, stop licking me face. I'm not a lollipop. Shh. I said be quiet. You're a greyhound. You should know how to keep your trap shut. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow, bow wow.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing, Susan.
I saw you coming out of Grandad's greenhouse.
Yes, that's right. I was, seeing if it was warm enough.
Warm enough? For what?
So the slugs won't catch cold.
Oh, you are funny, I don't think.
How can you think? You've got no brains.
You've got no manners. And if I were Mother, I'd make you behave at home.
If you were Mother, I'd leave home. Oh, go and meet your boyfriend, Bashful Billy. He thinks you're nice.
At least he knows how to speak to a lady.
So do I. Go and get one and I'll show you.
Oh, get in the house. Go and boil your head.
Can I use your mouth for a gas oven? How much is that dog in the window? The one with the knot in his tail. How much is that? Oh, hello, Grandad.
Oh, Jimmy. There's a cup of tea in the pot if you want it.
Oh, no thanks, Grandad. Anything in the paper?
Oh, no, not a thing.
Let's see what's on at the pictures next week.
Oh, all right. I suppose I'll have to take you as usual. But no cowboys this time.
Well, here's one. An animal picture. Will you take me to see this?
Which one?
Where it says, the most exciting picture of the year. It's about a kitten.
Who's in it?
Bridget Bardock.
Oh, no, Jimmy. No, I don't think I could take you to see that.
Why not? You took me to see Lassie. You remember when she was locked in the burning shed and you cried all over your chalk ice?
I did not.
Well, that's the washing up done. I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes.
Shall I get the stool for you to put your feet on, Mum?
No, thanks, love.
Oh, it's no trouble, Mum.
What are you up to? You did take that mouse back, didn't you?
Oh, yes, Mum.
Good.
Oh, Susan isn't half frightened of mice, isn't she?
Well, most girls are.
She's not frightened of dogs, though.
No.
Well, maybe I should have had a dog.
Oh, no, you don't.
I nearly had you that time, Pat.
Don't you like dogs, Mum?
Yes, but you're not having one.
Oh, Charlie Thompson's mother let him have one.
Yes, well, I'm not Charlie Thompson's mother.
No, if you were, I'd have a dog.
Now, Jimmy, you've heard what your mother said. But mind you, Pat, a dog is different from
Now, Father,
a mouse.
don't you start.
Oh, I'm not saying he should have one. I was just thinking about when I was a boy. My father never had a dog. So whenever I could, I was over at my uncle's farm because he used to send me out to round up his sheep.
Why, hadn't your uncle got a dog either?
I've heard enough. Once and for all, you're not having a pet until I decide that you're old enough to take care of it. Now, that's that.
Oh, all right. But I'll tell you this. When I'm 21, I'll walk in here with the biggest elephant you've seen. You'll be all right here, Lightning. You couldn't find a better house. Mr. Craythorpe loves animals. You'll be happy here. He's got a canary, 2 goldfish, a tortoise, and his sister. But just sit down here till I call you. Sit. Now sit. Sit. Good boy, Lightning. Are you in, Mr. Craythorpe?
Oh, James, come in.
I've got a friend with me.
Oh, bring him in as well.
You sure you don't mind?
Not at all. The more the merrier.
Come on, boy. In we go.
I'm here in the breakfast room.
Oh, what, at lunchtime?
Oh, I eat all my meals in here. Would you care for a lamb chop? I've just cooked some of the... Oh, a dog. My, he's a big fellow, isn't he?
Oh, yes, but he's very friendly.
Oh, is he? Come here, boy. No, come to Uncle Theodore.
Go on, Lightning.
Down, boy, down. Oh, what happened?
You've been struck by lightning.
Oh, silly me. I fell over the chair. He's very affectionate, isn't he?
I think he likes you. Look, he's holding your hand.
Yes, between his teeth.
I think he's trying to tell you he's hungry.
Well, I'll get him some scraps from the kitchen. Let go, boy.
Come here, Lightning. Good boy.
I won't be a moment. We'll get something nice for him.
I knew you'd like Mr. Craythorpe, Lightning. Hey, get down. Get off that table. Ooh, heck.
Here we are. I found a bone.
Well, I think you better have it. He's just pinched your chops.
My goodness. Naughty Lightning. James, what are you doing with him? Apart from getting him free meals.
Well, you see, he's really Mr. Higginbottom's dog.
No wonder he's hungry.
And do you know, Mr. Craythorpe, just because Lightning hadn't won a race, he was going to have him put to sleep.
Oh, how inhuman. The brute.
So I said I'd keep Lightning, and he gave him to me.
Bravo, James. That was a fine gesture.
Well, I'm glad you think so, because I want to leave him here.
Oh, I see. But he's your dog, James.
Yes, I know, but my man won't let me have a dog. So I thought he could stay here till I can talk around.
Well, I'd like to keep him, James, but I'm afraid there's a snag.
You've run out of lamb chops.
No. My sister would never allow me to have a dog in the house.
Well, he could sleep in the wash house.
Oh, she wouldn't have a dog near her.
Don't tell me she sleeps in the wash house.
No, she dislikes dogs, and the house is in her name. So if she says no animals, I have to abide by it. I had a terrible row getting my goldfish in the house, but I was adamant.
Well, I didn't think you'd let us down, Mr. Craythorpe.
Oh, James, really,
Come on, Lightning. Back to horrible Higginbottom. And he'll drag you to the vet, and the vet will put you to sleep, and nobody cares about anything.
No, James. No, he can't go back there.
Oh, good. He can stop here, then.
No. There must be another way. Now, surely your mother wouldn't mind. She's such a nice person.
She is to you. Hey, that's an idea. You take the dog to our house, say it's yours, my mum will like it, and you can give it to me.
That's it. Wait a minute. No, I couldn't tell your mother a fib.
What about when she spilled the pepper in the dinner? You said it was delicious. Then you came in the kitchen and drank 2 jugs of water.
That was different. I didn't want to hurt her feelings.
You're not bothered about hurting mine. Wait a minute. If I gave Lightning to you, you wouldn't be telling a fib.
Oh, James, you've solved it.
Oh, but don't forget to give him back to me.
No, I won't.
Good. Come here, Lightning. Theodore Craythorpe, this is your dog. Mr. Craythorpe, stop running with lightning. I can't keep up with you.
It's the dog that's running with me. Steady, boy. Steady. Whoa!
He's a greyhound, not a racehorse.
James, you take the lead.
Not likely. It's your dog. Don't forget, you've got to walk him round the park yet to give me time to get home.
Well, I hope he doesn't keep pulling like this.
If he sees a cat, he'll have you up a tree.
That's better. Good boy. Put that down. Oh, nasty. He's chewing some orange peel. Oh, my goodness.
Has he swallowed it?
No, I mean the vicar.
The vicar's chewing orange peel?
No, he's seen me. Good afternoon, Vicar.
Good afternoon, Theodore. What's this you've got?
A greyhound.
I can see that. I didn't know you went in for greyhound racing.
Oh, me?
I always thought you were against gambling.
But I don't gamble.
Oh, you mean the dog doesn't go on the racetrack?
Oh, yes, but he never wins. He lost the last 7 races, hasn't he, Mr. Craythorpe?
Yes, but no, James.
I'm shocked, Theodore. And you, my deputy organist.
Well, look, Vicar, in a nutshell, I own the dog at the moment, but I'm going to give it away.
Good.
He's giving it to me.
To a boy? Theodore. So you're going to start him gambling now, are you?
No, Vicar, you're not with it.
Pardon? Who are you, boy?
Jimmy Clitheroe.
Oh, I remember you. You were once in the choir for 3 days. And that included the choir boys outing.
Well, the choir master kicked me out just because the other lads dared me to sing it during the Harvest Festival.
Sing what?
Yes, we have no banana.
You find that amusing, Theodore?
Yes. Oh, no. How could you, James? I think you'd better run along home.
Righto, Mr. Craythorpe. Give me 5 minutes before you come in. Goodbye, Vicar.
Before you go, remember, young man, there's a time and a place for humour. If you want to crack jokes, you should be on the stage.
That's what the organist said when he stopped laughing. Heck, Susan, what time is it?
It's nearly 3 o'clock for the 3rd time.
Oh, where is he?
Stop climbing all over the settee. I'm trying to do my nails.
Ooh, it doesn't half pong, that paint you put on.
It isn't paint. It's nail varnish.
Why do you put it on?
Because it makes my nails look better. It covers the cracks.
Pity they don't make it for your face.
Ha, ha. Keep still. I'll have it all over my fingers.
Ooh, what a horrible colour. It looks as though your hands are dripping with blood. Dracula's daughter.
What do you know about nail varnish? You're too young to appreciate it.
Oh, am I?
Who did the crossword in my paper?
It wasn't me, Grandad.
Oh, I don't know.
Susan? That nail varnish is a bit vivid, isn't it?
Grandad, you're too young to appreciate it.
Don't be old-fashioned, Grandfather.
Well, it's a bit startling, isn't it?
That's what I told her. She looks like a vulture having a jambutti.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mama, will you be going out this afternoon?
Well, I was thinking about it. What's the weather like? What's this?
What?
Coming up the path, Theodore Craythorpe with a greyhound.
Good heavens, you're right.
A greyhound? Oh, that's not like Mr. Craythorpe.
I don't know. They've both got the same nose. I'll let him in, Mum.
All right.
Craythorpe's coming out of his shell. Greyhounds. He'll be playing snap next.
Hello, Mr. Craythorpe. This is a surprise. We never expected you. Come in.
If you'll excuse me, I'll go and do my nails in the other room.
I hope you don't mind me popping in like this, but when you're cooped up all day in a kennel with a few bones, you do need exercise.
Yes, but there was no need to bring the dog with you.
Take no notice of Father, Theodore.
He's quite a good-looking old dog, isn't he?
Yes? You should see him when he's got his kilt on.
Theodore, did you say his name was Lightning?
Yes, that's right.
Doesn't Higginbottom run a greyhound under the name of Lightning?
Yes, this is it.
Oh, Mr. Craythorpe, you blabbermouth.
You mean that this is Mr. Higginbottom's dog?
No, it's mine.
Oh, you bought it?
No, he gave it to someone, and they gave it to me, and I'm giving it to James. No, I thought...
Don't some mothers have them?
Look, what is all this, Theodore?
I think there's been a bit of a conspiracy going on here.
Well, we can't keep the secret any longer, James.
What do you mean, we can't? I've never made a wrong move yet.
Come on, Theodore, out with it. What Jimmy's been up to?
Well, Higginbottom gave the dog to James.
What, Jimmy? You had no right to accept it.
You deserve a good spanking ignoring your mother's orders.
Well...
I think he deserves a medal. Just because the poor dog couldn't win races, Higginbottom was going to have the little chap put to sleep. But James stepped in and saved its life. A noble effort.
Never mind the commercial. Can I have the dog?
Now, that puts a different complexion on things now, doesn't it, Pat?
Well, I suppose it is rather different, yes.
Do give James another chance. Let him keep Lightning as a pet.
If it means saving the dog from that lay about Higginbottom, I say we should.
All right, Jimmy, you win.
Oh, thanks, Mum. And Grandad. Mr. Craythorpe, you're a pal. I'll see you right with the vicar.
I'll get it, Mother. It might be Billy.
All right, thank you, Susan. Now, listen to me, Jimmy. As long as that dog stays here, you've got to look after it. Do you understand?
Oh, I will, Mum. I'll brush him and take him walks. I'll even teach him to carry Grandad's empties back.
That'll do.
Coming. Mother, it's Mr. Higginbottom.
Oh?
I hope you don't mind me dropping in, but I've just come for my dog.
Whose dog? Lightning belongs to me.
Look, I don't want any arguments. Let's have it.
Just one moment. You gave the dog to James.
Who's talking to you, furry face?
Now, look here, Higginbottom. You're not in your own house now.
No, you can breathe in here.
Shut up and give me that dog.
Mr. Higginbottom, I'll thank you to lower your voice in my house.
Oh, I'm sorry, missus. I just want the dog.
Well, you're not taking him, you big bully. Mr. Craythorpe, throw him out.
Now, look here.
Shut up. Look, will you get this kid out of the way before I belt him?
Just come in the hall, Higginbottom, and I'll talk to you. Man to man. Come on.
All right.
Now, if you're looking for trouble...
I don't want trouble. Look, I did give the lad the dog, but there's a bloke from the greyhound track, and he wants the dog to train the youngsters, and he's offered me a £5.
A £5, eh? All right. You can have the dog.
Thanks, Mr. Sinclair. You're a gent.
But it'll cost you £1 to buy it back.
You're Scotch.
Now then.
All right. The bloke's waiting. There you are. £1.
Here you are, then. Take your dog. And take it and clear out of here.
Oh, Grandad, you traitor. You promised. And now you let him take the dog to the vet.
He's going to have a good home.
That's more than I've got. I'll run away. I'll join a circus. Then I'll have some pets.
Look, the dog will be fine. I made him give me £1 for you.
I don't want a pound.
Yes. Here you are. Now, away you go down to the pet shop and buy yourself a nice wee puppy.
James, isn't that wonderful? Now, what kind of dog do you fancy?
Well, Charlie Thompson's is nice. It's got thick hair all over its face. A mug rump terrier.
That's a new one on me. A mug rump?
Yes, its hair's so long, you can't tell its mug from its rump. I just came back to tell you I got the puppy all right. I call him Spot. The man said it's a real thoroughbred mongrel. I was only kidding Mr. Craythorpe about the mug rump. He's a clever little puppy, Spot. Mind, he hasn't found out where the bathroom is yet. But he doesn't half eat. This morning he had a bowl of milk, corned beef, 2 pieces of coal, and Grandad's left slipper. Mr. Higginbottom saw Spot yesterday, and he teased him. He said he wasn't big enough to be a dog. Spot bit his ankle. I said, don't get cross, Mr. Higginbottom. After all, he's only a nipper. Ta-ta.
Everybody's voting for the friendly voice of radio, the people's choice. Music, weather, sports, and news, it's radio. The people choose. Everybody's swinging to the swinging voice of radio, the people's choice. Big fry, small fry, dawn to dawn, it's radio that turns them on. Swinging, singing. A million sounds you want to hear. It's a landslide every year. Everybody's dialing in the smiling voice of radio, the people's choice. East Coast, West Coast, in between, it's radio that makes the scene.
Way back in 1854, Shadrach in a battle of the Crimean War. Shadrach, there were only 600 men in a valley of a Russian glen. Shadrach, Shadrach.
Just a minute.
What is it, trooper?
I'm too heavy for the light brigade.
I'm too heavy for the light brigade. Must have been the goulash that the cookie made. Dumplings to the left, meatballs to the right. Noodles, beans, and ravioli every night. I'd love to go, but I just wonder. Could I be excused from the gallon 600?
Shadrach, Shadrach. That day, October 25, Shadrach, not many were gonna get through alive. Shadrach, as the cannons thundered, a cry came from one of the gallant 600.
Just a minute.
What is it, trooper?
I'm too heavy for the light brigade.
I'm too heavy for the light brigade. Have to have another pair of trousers made. Frankfurters to the left, apple strudel to the right. Combi bash and macaroni every night. I'd love to go, but I just wonder. Could I be excused from the gallon 600? General.
What is it, trooper?
I forgot my horse.
Don't worry where you're going. The ground's very uneven.
But, General, I've not had my eyes tested.
We don't test them anymore. We only count them. 1, 2. Congratulations.
That was nasty, wasn't it? Let's get back to the canteen. I'll have a double open of meat pudding, apple strudel and cream, and a frankfurter sandwich on the rocks. Pardon?
Get mounted, that man!
Oops! It's gonna be a cold winter.
The charge of the Light Brigade, the biggest blunder ever made. As the cannons thundered, on board the gallant 600.
Oh, my God.
There's a man lives down our street I'd like you all to know. He grew a marrow for a local flower show. Now when the story got around, they came from far and wide. And when they saw this marrow there, everybody cried. Oh, what a beauty. We've never seen one as big as that before. Oh, what a beauty. It must be 3 feet long or even more. It's such a lovely colour, so nice, so round and fat. They said we've never thought a marrow could grow as big as that. Oh, what a beauty. We've never seen one as big as that before. Leaning on the garden gate just the other day, he beckoned to this lady who lives across the way. He took her down the garden path and he showed it her with pride. And when she saw the size of it, that dear old lady cried. Oh, what a beauty! I've never seen one as big as that before. Oh, what a beauty! It must be 3 feet long or even more. It's such a lovely colour, so nice, so round and fat. She said, I never thought a marrow could grow as big as that. Oh, what a beauty. I've never seen one as big as that before. Then the flower show was held and everybody went to see this marrow lying there inside this tent. Then the judges came around to hand the prizes out. They only took one look at it, and they all began to shout. Oh, what a beauty! We've never seen one as big as that before. Oh, what a beauty! It must be 3 feet long or even more. It's such a lovely colour, so nice, so round and fat. They said we never thought a marrow could grow as big as that. Oh, what a beauty. We've never seen one as big as that before. Oh no. Breath. We've never seen one as big as that before.
Next is Harry Worth, in Things Could Be Worse, All at Sea episode. Harry Burlon Illingsworth, professionally known as Harry Worth, was an English comedy actor, comedian and ventriloquist. Unlike the brash humor of other comedians at the time, Worth portrayed a charming, gentle and genial character, totally bemused by life, creating comedic confusion wherever he went.
We present Harry Worth in Things Could Be Worse, written by David McKellar and David Renwick, with John Baddeley, John Graham and Francis Jeter. Episode 13, All at Sea.
Ah, when the night is falling, hear the pipes are calling, loudly and proudly calling, down through the glen. Ah, this is the place to be. Sauntering along the coast at the foot of the cliffs. I do enjoy nature rambles, don't you, Mrs. Prescott?
Rambles, Mr. Worth.
No, rambles, Mrs. Prescott. The word is ramble.
Rambles, Mr. Worth.
Rambles, no. Oh, my leg, you're right, it is brambles. Nevertheless, you can't beat it. The fresh sea air, the beach. I'm glad our Natural History Club organised this trip. There was such a big response from our members. Overwhelming, really.
3 of us came, Mr. Worth.
100% turnout. 2 more than I expected. Anyway, here we are peacefully ambling along the beach. Just you, Mrs. Prescott.
And you, Mr. Worth.
And Mr. Nobbs. Where is he? Mr. Nobbs, you know, he does annoy me. Here we are on a nature amble, and he keeps stopping to look at plants and birds and things. Come along, Mr. Nobbs. Don't ramble off.
I'm sorry I slipped behind you two. I thought I just spotted a crested herring gull back there.
See what I mean, Mrs. Prescott? And was it a crested herring gull?
No, it turned out to be a lesser tinted rock warbler.
Well, it's an easy mistake to make. The crested herring gull and the lesser tinted rock warbler. I've done it myself many times.
Are they similar, Mr. Nobbs?
The lady asks, are they similar?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Prescott. You see, first of all, there's the beak.
Yes.
Then there's the head.
Yes.
And, of course, the tail.
Yes.
Yes, they both got one of each. But, of course, you must realise that the difference lies in the wing marking.
Oh, well done, Mr. Worth. What is the difference?
I haven't the slightest idea. Come on, everyone. We mustn't hang about. The tide comes in very quickly around here, you know. By yon bonny banks and by yon bonny brae, when the sun shines bright. Ah, I love this part of the British Isles, don't you? We are Hunter Pipers, I know, and a Hunter Pipers.
Mr. Worth?
Yes?
We're in Wales.
Yes?
We're walking along Griffith's Point.
So?
Do you have to keep singing Scottish songs?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I like Scottish songs, but if you prefer, I'll give you a chorus of We'll Keep a Welcome. Now, you've only got to say yes.
No.
Right, we are Hunter Pipers, I know. Yes?
Everybody, stop.
I know. What is it?
Look, up there, on that rock. Do you see what I see?
Now, it rather depends on what you see.
Well, I see a big black and white bird.
I see a big black and white bird. What do you see, Mr. Worth?
Well, I can't see what you see. In fact, I can't see anything at all.
Perched on that rock. I think it's a black-headed gull. Have a look, Mr. Worth, through the binoculars.
Binoculars, right. Yes.
You can see a big black and white bird, yes.
No.
No?
No. I can see a little black and white bird, which in turn tells me...
Yes?
...that I have got the binoculars the wrong way round.
Let me have a look. Ah, yes, a black-headed gull. There's no mistake about it.
Have you seen one before, Mr. Nobbs?
Well, not a live one, but I've seen a stuffed black-headed gull in the museum.
Oh.
And there's no doubt about it, we've got one here on this very cliff face.
There's only one word for it, incredible.
It certainly is.
I mean, the number of stuffed black-headed gulls found on these rocks must be very small indeed.
That one hasn't been stuffed.
No. He doesn't look very happy, though, does he?
You hear that?
Yes.
He's making a noise. This could be the big find of our nature ramble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Worth, get your cassette recorder out.
Oh, yes. Let's record its voice.
Yes, a cassette recorder. Record its voice right now. Now, I've got the... Which do I press? Is it the black or the red?
Shh, we don't want to frighten it away. They're very sensitive.
Right.
Point the microphone up at it.
Yes.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Now, switch on.
Right.
When the night
Mr. Worth, you pressed the wrong button.
Now it's flown away. It's gone.
I'm sorry, I always get muddled up with these things. Anyway, is it my fault the gull doesn't like Kenneth McCullough?
Oh, you and your dirty songs.
Come back, black-headed gull. I've got a tape of Harry Seacombe.
Don't be ridiculous.
You think he doesn't like Harry Seacombe either?
We've missed what was probably one of the few black-headed gulls on these cliffs.
Hold on. It's coming back. Look.
Yes.
You know what this means.
He does like Harry Seacombe.
Oh, no. Look, we'll have a second chance to record his voice. Now, shh. Quiet, everybody. Quiet.
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 Quiet. Quiet!
Oh, no, you frightened him off again.
But it wasn't me. It was that nasty big buzzard up there.
A buzzard? Where?
Up there. That buzzard. Go away, you big old buzzard.
What are you doing? Buzzards are far more rare than black-headed gulls. This is even better.
Look. The buzzard's settling up on that ledge. It must have a nest up there.
Yes, now then, Mr. Worth, get it right this time. Switch on the recorder.
Right. Got it. Let's hear that back. Now, was that the buzzard or Kenneth McCullough again? Shall I take another recording?
No, it's too late. The buzzard's flown off. Oh, that gives us a chance to examine its nest.
No, wait a minute. Can't we sit down and have our picnic now? I'm very hungry. I fancy a sandwich.
Well, I'm more interested in the eggs.
Well, I've got a hard-boiled one here. Would you like some salt with it?
I mean the buzzard's eggs.
Oh, I didn't bring any of those. You'll have to ask the buzzard.
No, I just want to photograph them.
Yes. Take a snap as evidence of what we've seen. Good idea. Snap away, Lord Snowden.
It'll mean us all climbing up that rugged pathway there.
Yes, it will. But you mustn't worry. I came prepared for this sort of thing. Now, we'll tie ourselves together with this rope. All mountain climbers do this.
What's the point, though, Mr.
The
Worth?
point, Mrs. Prescott, the point of tying ourselves together is, if one of us falls,
Yes.
the other two fall as well. No, wait a minute. No, that can't be right.
The point of the rope is so that if one falls, the other two will hold him up.
That's it. I'm glad you came. Look, I knew it was something like that.
Very well. Let's all tie the rope round our waist.
Right. There we are. That's that.
Yes, I'm all tied up.
Good.
Right, off we go then. Stop. One moment, everybody. We don't seem to be getting very far, do we? Are we sure we've got this rope right? What we'll do, we'll have a little check. My waist is connected to your waist, Mr. Nobbs, right?
Right, and my waist is connected to Mrs. Prescott's waist, right?
Right, and my waist is connected to Mr. Worth's waist, right?
And we are all pulling one another around in circles. Right, which is wrong. We're getting nowhere. I know what I'll do. I'll cut this rope. Ooh, that's cut the rope and my finger. Never mind, off we go again. Up the pathway to the ledge. Climb every mountain. Search high and low. Right. Here we are.
Wonderful. Look, a perfect specimen of the nest of the common European buzzard with 3 eggs in it.
Oh, have you got your camera, Mr. Worth?
Yes, camera. Here we are.
No, that's your recorder.
So it is. I'll use a camera to take a picture of the nest amongst the rocks. Now, hang on. I can't seem to get it all in. I'll just step back a bit. I still can't quite get it all in. I'll step back a bit more.
Mr. Worth, mind the end of the ledge.
It's all right, Mrs. Prescott. Remember, all our waists are still tied together. Now then, back a bit more. There you are. I think you'll agree. I was right.
What?
When one falls, the other two fall.
Mr. Worth, I can't swim.
In that case, you're in good company, Mr. Nobbs. Neither can I.
No, it's all right. I've got hold of the ledge. Keep hold of the rope, and we'll all scramble back up onto
Right.
it.
My word, that was a close one. Oh. Well,
What, Mr. Worth?
that could have been very nasty there. We could have ended up on the rocks below.
Yes, that's true.
It was lucky the tide came in. If that water hadn't been there, who knows what would have happened.
You're right, Mr. Worth. It came in very suddenly, didn't it?
It certainly did. I hadn't even noticed.
Neither did I.
Yes, the tide's all around us now. The waves are almost as high as this little ledge.
That's very true.
The beach has completely disappeared.
Yes.
There's nothing around us but water.
Nothing but water.
We're completely cut off.
Absolutely.
No way of getting off this ledge at all.
None whatever. Help! We're stranded.
Yes, we are.
We're trapped on the ledge.
Why can't we climb upwards to the top of the cliffs?
No, we couldn't do it, Mrs. Prescott, for 2 very good reasons. One, you and Mr. Nobbs would never be able to make it.
And the other reason?
I'd never be able to make it either.
He's right. You know, it's a sheer wall of rock above us. We'd never be able to scale it. We're trapped.
And the tide's still coming in. We'll be washed away.
Now, Mrs. Prescott, please. Stop shouting for help. We don't need to panic. All depends how far this tide comes up the cliff face. And there is one sure way of telling how far the tide comes up. It leaves a line of seaweed stuck to the rock. And if you look, you'll see there is no seaweed near us on this rock at all. It's 6 feet above us. Now think about that. That means when the tide comes in, it'll be 6 feet over our heads. So...
Oh, it's no use. Who's going to hear us marooned here on this cliff ledge? It's hopeless.
It is hopeless. No one would hear us. Even that fisherman over there, he'll never hear us.
Fisherman? What fisherman?
That one out there in that boat.
Help! Over here!
No. It's no use. He'll never hear us in a million years.
Oh!
Doesn't time fly?
He's seen us. He's coming over in his boat.
Oh, what luck! We're saved! Over here!
Help, help! Come over here!
Hello there.
Ah,
thank goodness.
Wonderful to see you.
Well?
Yes. Well, what?
Well, you were shouting and waving. Did you want something? Want something? Well, yes, we were trying to attract your attention.
All right, but before I go any further, I wouldn't stay here on this ledge if I were you. It's a very dangerous spot.
Did you hear that, Mr. Nobbs? It's a very dangerous spot. Is it really?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Look, you have not much chance of surviving the night once the tide comes in here.
You don't say.
I just said so.
Yeah?
Take my word for it, boyo.
It's a good job you told us. Isn't it a good job he told us, Mr. Nobbs?
A very good job.
Yes.
Take my tip. Don't linger on this ledge if you know what is good for you.
Well, thank you for your advice.
Any time, boyo.
You are very kind.
Well, it costs nothing to be helpful, you know. Well, see you then.
Goodbye. And thank you very much.
Here, hang on. Here, come back.
Hold on. What did you... Did you want something back?
Oh, please, you must let us get into your boat.
Oh, yes, I see. No, well, what is it you want? Is it a trip round the harbour you're looking for, is it?
A trip round the harbour? We just want to get off this ledge.
Very well. Now, let's see. My rates are £1 a head. But I do special rates for a party of 4. That's £3.
Ah, well, rotten luck. There's only 3 of us. It's just not our lucky day, is it, Mrs. Prescott?
Really? Sir, I thought you said earlier it cost nothing to be helpful. You must rescue us from this cliff ledge.
Oh, very well, then. I'll just bring the boat up close to the edge of the rock. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. That's just my dog. It won't hurt you.
He's growling.
Yes, but he's wagging his tail at the same time.
Which end do you want me to believe?
Watch out. He's jumping out.
Get off him. Get him off me, Benjamin.
Just don't show him you're frightened. Show him you are not afraid of him.
But I am afraid of him. He gives me an inferiority complex looking down at me like that. He must be about 5 feet tall.
You wait till he stands up, Boyle.
Oh, he's a magnificent beast. Beautiful head and such a long tail.
Yes, but I'm not staying here to listen to it. Cheerio, everybody.
Now, don't make any sudden movements. You'll be perfectly all right, everyone. Now, he is on a lead, you know.
Yes, I know, but all the same.
What?
I'd be happy if you were holding the other end.
His teeth look very sharp.
They do look sharp. Aren't they? Reminds me I must get a new pair of garden shears.
I tell you, he won't hurt you.
Take your word for it. What do you call him?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. You call a big dog like that Fluffy? You call him Fluffy? It's a lovely name.
I say, you with the glasses.
Yes, yes.
I wouldn't bite your nails like that if I was you. You might give him ideas.
Why? Does he bite nails as well?
Your dog's got us all pinned against the cliff wall now. How are we going to get into the boat?
Hold on. I suppose I had better get out and bring him back. Right. Up we get. Right, now let's just grab his collar. Now then, Fluffy. Who's a naughty boy?
Yes. Who's a naughty boy? Who's a very naughty boy? Fluffy is. Ah, Fluffy, come on. We're friends now. You know, if I had Fluffy for 3 weeks, I'd have him eating out of my leg.
Come on. I think we should get into the boat and be off. We're all soaking wet and I'm getting cold.
Good idea. Now, listen. There's not much time. We'll all jump into the boat one by one. I will go first, all right?
All right.
All right.
Up!
No!
Come on, who moved the boat?
Sorry about that, boyos. I forgot to tie it up. It's drifted away. Now, that is a bit of bad luck.
Don't just stand there. Help us out of the water, back onto the lake.
Oh, sorry, Bart. Right, here you are, then. With a hug. There.
Oh, thank you.
There you are. Good.
Oh, you've done it now, haven't you? Now the boat's gone off and all 4 of us are stranded.
Plus Fluffy. Yes, we were talking about you. Never mind, cheer up, everybody. After all, we're in the same boat. Oh. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. We mustn't get depressed. If this gentleman came along and spotted us, there's every likelihood that another fisherman may do the same thing, which would be very lucky.
Lucky?
Yes, there'd be 4 of us. We qualify for special rates.
Shoo! Oh, I think I've caught a cold.
It's all those wet clothes you're wearing, Mrs. Prescott. Borrow my jacket. Put it over your shoulder.
Oh, thank you very much,
Not
Mr.
at all.
Worth. Oh, your jacket's even wetter.
Of course, it's been in the water. What was that, Fluffy? Oh, I see.
Oh, do you understand dogs, Mr. Worth?
Every word, Mrs. Prescott.
Oh, you do you? Right. Tell me what Fluffy was saying then.
Very well, I will. Say that again.
What did he say?
Woof, woof.
Oh, come on. What are we going to do? Never mind the dog. What if nobody finds us here? I tell you what, there is only one way to get out of a situation like this. A message in a bottle. Put it in and throw it in the sea. Now then, has anyone here got a bottle?
Mr. Worth, when you finished your cherryade, didn't I see you put the empty bottle back in your knapsack?
There's 5p back on that bottle. I'm reluctant to let it go. Still, someone has got to make a sacrifice. Right. Paper, pen. Now, what do we want to say? I know. Dear sir or madam, I hope you are well.
Hope you are well?
I always say letters off. I start like that. Hope you're well. It's only courteous.
Just stick to the facts.
Right. Well, what are the facts? Mrs. Prescott, Mr. Nobbs, and I, Harry Worth, were on a nature ramble.
No.
Suddenly...
Just the important facts. Short and concise like a telegram.
Oh, I see. Now, what are the important facts?
Well, 4 bods, 1 dog, Griffith's Point. Need rescuing as soon as possible.
Right. 4 bods. Stop. 1 dog. Stop.
No, stop.
I've just written stop.
No, stop writing stop.
All right, I'll stop and start again. Just the fact. No preamble. 4 bods, 1 dog, Griffith's Point, needs rescuing as soon as possible.
That's it.
Yours sincerely, or is it yours faithfully?
What? It isn't anything. Now, will you please just give me that note and give me the bottle?
I've got the cork. We mustn't forget to seal it.
Oh, for goodness sake, now give me the cork, you idiot.
You're very rude. I don't like rude people. Now throw that bottle into the sea. And don't let go of it.
There he goes. Without me.
Killjoy.
Now, I suppose we'll just have to sit and wait.
Oh, dear me, Mrs. Prescott, she has caught a chill. I think Fluffy's caught a chill as well. And the best thing to do, is to light a fire. Keep us warm. And, you may attract somebody's attention.
Yes, a good idea. Look, there's some dry wood here. We can gather it together and put it in a pile.
Yeah. Right, you are, Mr. Nobbs. Now then, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll rub these 2 sticks together. We'll soon have a fire going.
You light a fire by rubbing 2 sticks together?
Yes. I wasn't in the Boy Scouts for nothing, you know.
Oh, you were in the Boy Scouts?
I was. I can still remember the Scouts' law. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, brotherly, courteous, kind, obedient, smiling, thrifty, pure as a rustling white. And anyone who says I can't make a fire with 2 sticks is a nit.
And can you really make a fire with 2 pieces of wood?
Yes, I can, Mrs. Prescott. Providing one of them is a match. Now, has anyone got a match?
No. Oh, well, we'll just have to try rubbing 2 sticks together. Come on, if we all have a go, one of us should eventually get a fire going.
There we are. That's better, isn't it better? Much better. We're all nice and warm now.
Mr. Worth, none of us have managed to get a fire going yet.
No, but we got very hot rubbing sticks together.
I say, we tried our best. We will never get a fire alight now.
Well, now, there is one thing we can do. One thing as a last resort.
What's that?
It's another thing I learned in the Boy Scouts. Be prepared. Suppose you want to light a fire. You have no matches. You rub 2 sticks together. That doesn't work. What is the alternative?
Go on, tell us.
You use a lighter.
Brilliant. And has anyone got a lighter?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
Be prepared. 1 lighter, but no petrol.
No petrol?
Works on gas.
That's better. That's more like it.
Is that one? A great pillar of smoke. Now, somebody's bound to spot that.
Hang on. The fire's gone out.
What's happened to it? I can't see for all this smoke.
Well, I don't know what caused the fire to go out, Mrs. Prescott, but I'll tell you one thing. I've got water up to my knees.
Oh, it's the tide. It's come over the top of the ledge. The water has put the fire out. And that means the tide's coming in even further.
Don't worry, the tide can't come in much further than this. We'll be all right. You'll see. Trust in my judgment. We will be safe.
Mr. Worth, the tide's been coming further and further up our bodies these last 10 minutes. How much longer have we got?
Have faith. Don't worry, as I said before. We will be all right. You'll see. Trust in my... Sure, we're going to be all right. Thank you for lifting me up, whoever it was. Thank you, Floppy. Good heavens. It's another boat. It's a Coast Guard.
Oh, we're saved. Over here.
Help. Please help.
We already know that.
Thank goodness you came, Mr. Coast Guard.
Oh, nothing to worry about now. You're all safely in my boat. Even the dog.
How did you know we were trapped there, though?
Well, I saw your fire some time ago when I were out to sea.
Oh, I shall be glad to get out of these wet clothes.
Well, go down below, madam. You'll find some towels and blankets and oilskins down there. Now go on, all of you.
Yeah, thank you. How soon do you reckon we'll be on shore, Captain?
Oh, 20 minutes, sir. No problem.
Thank you, Captain. I feel a lot better in these oilskins. Well, are we nearly there?
No, I'm afraid we've got to go back to the cliff, sir.
Oh.
Well, there are 4 people and a dog standing out there. I've just found this note in this bottle. 4 bods, 1 dog.
No. No, Mr. Coast Guard, I think I can explain. You see, what happened is...
You don't have to tell me what's happened. People with no experience of rock climbing going out on these cliffs, it's like the idiots with their boats. They don't know the first thing about sailing, and suddenly they find themselves adrift just because they've run... Because they run out...
Run out of petrol? Just as you have?
Yes.
Pass me that bottle. Pen?
Pen.
Paper?
Paper.
Thank you. 5 bods, 1 dog. Thank you, Fluffy. Things could be worse.
Could Be Worse starred Harry Worth with John Baddeley, John Graham and Francis Jeter. The script was written by David McKellar and David Renwick and the programme produced by Simon Brett.
It's 1:45. Oh, I must get a little hand put on that watch.
Pow! Power! Hit with music. Pow! Power!
Me
best friend and me had a day by the sea, 'cause the office was getting us down. Won't it be grand just to lie on the sand and get myself all nice and brown? I had on my smallest bikini, which is always a strain on me nerves. I mean, it's all right on the straight bits, but it loses control on the curves. So I got out my lotion and went to the ocean. I was tanning myself on the front. My little bikini was really quite teeny, though it seemed to be bearing the brunt. But I slipped on a corner and thought, oh, that's torn it. I could feel I was losing me top. I looked to right clown, me defences were down, and me show began to flop. Why not grin and bear it? Don't be scared to share it. You can all have fun lying in the sun. So come on, girls, and air it. This bloke asked, you from Women's Lib? And I thought he was poised for a snatch. But he said, how'd you feel about burning your bra? And then he gave me a match. Oh, you know, I was starting to like it, 'cause my body felt untamed and free. It was getting so hot, I thought I might drop the lot and have a quick dip in the sea. Why not grin and bear it? Don't be scared to share it. You can all have fun lying in the sun. So come on, girls, and air it. Then a man came along clutching $2.99 while I'm sunning myself on the pier. He slipped on some stones and 2 freezing cones landed right on the spot I most feared. I was screaming about with his eyes stuck out. I thought my resistance would break, when this little boy ran up crying, oi, what you done with me chocolate flake? Why not grin and bear it? Don't be scared to share it. You can all have fun lying in the sun. So come on, girls, and air it. This copper arrived with his notebook, and he waved it about in me face, and mentioned indecent exposure.
Where do you think this is, Saint-Tropez?
He wanted to see my credentials.
I'll have to take everything down.
Ain't you already seen enough, officer? I'm just trying to get him round. Why not grin and bear it? Don't be scared to share it. You can all have fun lying in the sun. Ain't no crime to keep abreast of the times. So come on, girls, and air it. I'm a cheeky sort of bird, got a lot of front, got a lot of neck and all, got a lot though I'm not so. I'm the little darling who gets the second glance. Though I'm careful, I'm not icy, I never take a chance. Turn it up, turn it in, turn it all around. Turn it any which way, but never turn it down. If you get an offer or a proffer or a shrug, don't say no immediately, you might turn out a mug. Might be dodgy, even podgy, could be cheeky, even cheap. Maybe naughty, could be faulty, might get very, very deep. Might be nothing, could be stuffing, oops, governor, you're tough. Never, never, never say no, right off. I'm a cheeky little chick, got it all on top, got a lot below as well, got it where but I won't tell. I'm the little mystery who's full of cockney charm, though I never break a promise, I'll never come to harm. Turn it up, turn it in, turn it all around. Turn it any which way but never turn it down. If you get an offer or a proffer or a shrug, don't say no immediately, you might turn out a mug. Might be dodgy, even podgy, could be cheeky, even cheap. Maybe naughty, could be faulty, might get very, very deep. Might be nothing, could be stuffing, oops, governor, you're tough. Never, never, never say no, right off. Though I am a cheeky bird, really I'm quite straight. Like a good time, don't we all? Sometimes slip but never fall. I'm the little Richard who knows where it all ends, and no money never tempts me. I'll do a lot for friends. Don't say no immediately, you might turn out a mug. Might be stodgy, even podgy, could be cheeky, even cheap. Maybe naughty, could be faulty, might be very, very deep. Might be nothing, could be stuffing. Ooh, it's going your job. Never, never, never say no like oh.
Baby's got a transistor radio, she takes it everywhere we go. She takes it when we go out walking, even to a movie show. Went out just last night in the pale moonlight, I asked her for a kiss. But instead of hearing her whisper sweet words of love, all that I could hear was this.
Last night I held a little hand, it made my poor heart sing. It was the sweetest hand I've held for ages and a king.
I went round to the house where my baby lives to ask her for a date. There I was walking up the garden path around about 8:30. When I heard a sound made my poor heart pound. It stopped me in my stride. I seemed to hear the voice of another guy coming from inside.
I wonder if you're lonesome tonight, but no one to call. Maybe that's because you're 11 feet tall. But all the world's a stage, they say. I've often heard that said. But I don't have a wooden heart. I have a wooden head.
I'd like to take her transistor radio and throw it in the deep blue sea. I'm so jealous of her transistor radio, 'cause it takes her mind off me. I said, oh baby, please be mine. I want you for my own. Tell me, is your love for somebody else, or is it for me alone?
It's also for Nagayo Guki of British Honduras, Umbongo Appeldurian of New Guinea, and Fred Glockenlocker of British West Hartlepool.
I swore to her that I would be always true and love her all the while. And on that oh so happy day in May, I took her down the aisle. Now do you take this man to be your loving husband? The preacher softly said. But he never heard you say I do, 'cause this is what he heard instead. Come, yeah, yeah. Come, yeah, yeah. You told me you were just 18 on the telephone. I thought that you meant 18 years, but you meant 18 stone, big fat mama. We went to spend our honeymoon down on the island of Capri. I found ourselves a very small hotel, as quiet as could be. But when I got up to our room upon our wedding night, this is the sound that reached my ears as I switched out the light.
Darling.
Here, where's the radio?
Music he wants.
You may not find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by, brought to you by, brought to you by RADI.
Misleadingly described as a part quiz, part educational program, Broaden Your Mind was in fact a fast-paced themed sketch show, albeit with those two ingredients worked into the mix. Tim Brooke Taylor conceived the idea, which was subtitled An Encyclopedia of the Air, inspired by the proliferation of weekly part work magazines that built eventually into an all-encompassing tome. He realized that a spoof of the format would enable the players to fit any number of sketches around each week's chosen theme. One of the most popular recurring sketches featured two old men, Teddy and Freddie, Graham Garden and Brooke Taylor, lecturing on a given topic but finding it hard to stick to the subject. Michael Palin, Terry Jones and Bill Oddie appeared as guest artists during the first series, and Oddie joined the cast as a regular for the second series, meaning that the trio who would eventually make the goodies was assembled, starring Tim Brooke Taylor, Graham Garden, Joe Kendall, Nick Mcardle.
How many sheep it takes to make an average-sized pullover? know that Marconi discovered the wireless completely by accident.
This is the BBC Home Service. Here is the news. The wireless has just been invented. Now the news.
Do you know the mating call of the African hippopotamus?
Want a good time, dearie?
Well, now's your chance to find out as you broaden your mind. Good evening. Good evening. This program is an encyclopedia of the air. In the next 30 minutes, we'll be telling you a little bit about everything.
Yes, geography, history, biology, economics, and so on.
Well, first of all, we take a look at two recent advances in the world of science.
Yes, this is a new type of plastic, zebedite, named after the famous scientist Humphrey Zebedite, me. Son of Sir Archibald Zebedite, me.
Zebedite is a polyester resin.
Named after his wife, polyester resin.
It is completely indestructible.
This is a zebedite milk jug. If you hit it with a hammer, no harm done.
That's if you should want to hit it with a hammer.
Right.
So you see, if your parties get exciting, no messy, broken milk jugs to clear up in the morning. Zebedite, completely indestructible. And now a machine which some scientists claim can reverse the sequence of time.
Everything goes backwards, they claim, if you press this lever here. Here, lever this, press you, if, claim they, backwards go.
Time of sequence the reverse can claim scientists some which machine may not understand. Oh. In our section on law tonight, we consider the criminal. What is it that makes people turn to crime? It can't just be the security. For example, what effect does violence on television have on people? Well, whatever the cause is, the effects concern us all. Burglary, for example. What can we, the public, do about it? Well, one thing is, when you're going away for your holidays, remember to cancel your milk and newspapers. Another thing to remember is your luggage. But what is the best thing to do if you're at home when you hear burglars in the house?
Burglars!
Well, this is certainly the best and safest thing to do. But I doubt if any man will be allowed to get away with it for very long.
Burglars! Darling, there is a burglar downstairs. I want you to go down and do something about it and beat him up.
Yes, I think I will. I'll go downstairs and see if there is a. Here's a burglar down there. There's no burglar downstairs, darling. And I checked the garden.
Darling, there is someone down there. I can still hear them. Why don't you go and shout something at them?
Shout something at them. I will. I'll go out. I'll show them. I'll shout something at them. burglars. I'm just popping to the bathroom. What?
Darling, you shouldn't have said that. Now they'll know when to jump out on you. Oh, I hope they don't wake the boys.
The boys? The boys. Great. I hope those burglars don't wake the boys who are visiting us for a few days from the university. Nigel, Tony, and, Tarzan.
Look out, dear.
What? Where?
I just want you to be careful.
I hope those burglars aren't stealing those silver cups that I won for boxing, those boxing cups that I won a few days ago. I say, darling, do you think it could be the sole survivor from the last lot of burglars that came here, or was he too badly injured?
What about the dog?
What dog? Where? What dog? Oh, the dog, yes. Are you there, Spot? Are you there, Black Havoc? Black Havoc, this is your last warning. You kill one more postman and I'll have to have you put down.
All right, burglars, we're coming down to get you.
Yes, we're coming down to get you immediately. Woof, woof. Down, Black Havoc. Woof, woof. Pass me my gun, dear.
What gun?
No, not any of those little guns. The big gun.
You mean the one I oiled this morning?
Yes, that's the one. Damn! Only 4 rounds left. Bang! Down, Black Havoc, and stop eating those scissors. Bang! Bang! Burglar!
This week, our sociology course takes us to class, or as we sometimes call it, class. This evening, we ask ourselves the question, what makes a gentleman? Apart, of course, from a gentlewoman. Is it his parents, or is it just the school he goes to? If so, would you send your son to Eton?
What, send my boy to Eton? Nah. Well, I'd rather send him to good tech where he'd learn a good trade, like a fitter or something like that. But I wouldn't send him to Eton. I mean, for one thing, he wouldn't enjoy it there. I know I didn't.
How can you recognize a gentleman? One thing is certain. A gentleman knows a gentleman, even if he's never met him before in his life.
Good heavens! Good gracious! Hello! Well, if it isn't Porky Blathertrap. No, it isn't. Well, if it isn't Porky Blathertrap, it must be Pongo Fanshawe. No, it's not. Still, wonderful to see you.
You too, Jampot.
I'm not Jampot.
Never mind. I haven't seen you since...
Neither have I.
When was it?
No.
Wonderful times we had together. Never forget them, whenever it was.
Neither will I.
Harpooner.
Catman,
the
the
bath,
the Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Do you remember that night?
Yeah.
Do you remember that night when Buffy Horsebladder got disguised himself as a set of bagpipes, caught the hiccups, and died playing Old Lang Syne 145 times? Neither am I, really.
Wonderful war I had, you know.
Me too. Really. I enjoyed them both.
Did you?
You know, I always say,
Yeah.
started the first war unmarried, finished it married, started the second war married, finished it divorced. I always say that. Don't know why, it's not true. By the way, have you met my wife Elspeth?
Angelica.
Angelica. Yeah. Oh, well, we must dash.
Tell me, I got to get to the club to see Froggy, Jingo, Chopper, Beery, Fat.
Not Fat Singleton.
No!
Oh. Still, it's been wonderful seeing you again, Toffee Nose.
I'm not Toffee Nose, but lovely to see you, Bomber.
I'm not Bomber, actually, but cheerio.
Cheerio, keeping fun.
Cheerio, Snotty.
Who was that, darling?
I've no idea, but I got his wallet.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
We, that is to say, Professor Frederick Pottermore here, and myself.
Shanghai Lil.
Beg your pardon, Freddy?
That was the name of the film I was telling you about. Shanghai Lil, with all those primitive native dancers with no clothes on. Walla Balumba.
I see. Well, in fact, we were just measuring the speed of sound. You see, like this. Be ready, Freddy.
Ready, speed of sound.
Right.
Hello, Teddy. What do you make it?
6:30.
Oh, better get a move on then.
Yes,
Teddy.
yes. Now, I expect you're wondering what we're going to talk about tonight.
I'm not, you know.
Aren't you, Freddy?
No, I know what we're going to talk about tonight.
Oh, well, what are we going to talk about?
Primitive tribal dancers with no clothes on.
No, not quite. Very close, very close. We are, in fact, going to talk about nuclear physics.
With no clothes on, Teddy.
You see, nuclear physics is quite simple once you've grasped the basic facts.
Walla Balumba.
For example, this is a uranium atom.
Oh, it's very big, isn't it, Teddy?
Yes, it surprised me too, Freddy. Yes. And this, you see, is another of them.
Oh, how are you going to do a trick with them, Teddy?
When they're brought together, they form a critical mass,
Teddy,
which causes a chain reaction,
careful, Teddy,
which results in a huge explosion.
Careful, Teddy,
What?
careful.
Oh, careful. Watch it.
Oh, that
was close, yes.
Oh, keep them apart, Teddy.
Yes. I think we'd better do something a little safer, you know.
Walla Balumba.
No, not that.
How about history, Teddy?
What about history?
It's safer.
Oh, yes. No, it's not, you know.
Isn't it?
Most of the people in history are dead.
Oh, yes. Better go on with nuclear physics, then.
Yes, I'll tell you what we can do.
What?
We can act out for them in dramatic
Oh,
form.
dramatic form.
In
Goody.
dramatic form, do you see?
Yes.
The splitting of the atom.
Oh.
You, Freddy, you can be the atom.
Oh, up an atom, eh? Well, what do I do as an atom?
Well, you go and stand over there.
I'm the atom over here.
Right?
Yes.
And I'll be a high-speed electron.
Not what I call high speed, Teddy. What are you doing?
I am going to split the atom.
You're not, you know.
Freddy, come back here, Freddy.
I don't want to be split.
Stop running about like that.
Are you sure this is how they split the atom?
Yes.
It's very tiring, isn't it? More like a primitive tribal dance. Walla Balumba. Yes.
Freddy.
Yes, Teddy.
It would help if you stood still and let yourself get split, you know.
Oh, will you promise me it doesn't hurt?
Yes, promise.
Well, careful about it then.
Right.
Oh,
Well, here I come to split the atom.
Oh, careful, Teddy. Oh.
Oh, Freddy. Where are you, Freddy?
What is it, Teddy?
Oh, Freddy. I think we're onto something.
What do you mean? Oh, hello there. Hello. Oh, another Teddy. Hello. Whatever. Oh,
stop it.
Well, welcome back. How are you getting on so far?
Now, we've had a letter from a Mr. Robinson of Doncaster, who says that he has trouble in memorizing the amazing number of facts that we manage to cram into each program. Well, Mr. Robinson, a good way to remember things is to tie a knot in the corner of your handkerchief. Or, if you've forgotten to bring your handkerchief with you, another good way is to tie a little bit of string round your finger.
What's that to remind you of?
I've no idea. Oh, yes.
Well, let's get straight on with the next subject, which is, of course, economics.
Economics, yes. And today we look at the British businessman and the proud label he carries, British made. there are over 5 million British businessmen in this country alone. But what makes a British businessman? Well, here's where it all begins, in a little factory in the heart of Sussex. Behind these doors, the raw materials are stored and left to mature over the years. Jonas Chippenwood, the master craftsman, who learnt his skills from his father, selects a properly matured specimen. His expert eye and hand tell him that this one is ripe. The untreated specimen is taken from the vaults to the workshop by the apprentice, young Nobby. Here, the first stage of preparation is carried out, as the raw material is placed in the mold. Once in the mold, it is coated with a mixture whose composition has been a closely guarded secret since the days of Ethelred the Unready. Three hours later, the mold is opened and the first stage is complete. Next stop, the design department, where Mrs. Muriel Beavis has worked for over 20 years at her job, a craft which requires great skill and precision. Nothing less than perfect is good enough for Mrs. Beavis. At last, the British businessman is beginning to take shape, as each handmade component is fitted with the care born of centuries of skilled craftsmanship.
This business has been in the family for 15 generations that I can remember. And I've been working here, man and woman, for nigh on 950 years. And I'm still learning new tricks. Mind you, nowadays it's all machinery and conveyor belts and such like. Of course, when I started out as a lad, things was just the same.
But the high standards of Mr. Chippenwood and his colleagues do not end at the factory door. Selected samples are rigorously tested under extreme conditions. We put a British businessman on a railway line and set him off at a fixed speed. But first, we added a special ingredient. Each component is given a final check, and away he goes. A little slow at first, but he soon gets into his stride. 10 miles. 20 miles, and still going strong. Not until 20,000 miles does the British businessman show slight signs of wear and tear. Yes, 20,000 miles, and British made.
The year 1594. Shakespeare's first play, The Comedy of Errors, is performed. This date marks the birth of English drama. Yet we are still asking the same question. Who was William Shakespeare? Did William Shakespeare really exist? Or was he Francis Bacon? Or was he somebody else who called himself William Shakespeare? Or was he some other William Shakespeare? We shall never know. So let's forget Shakespeare and look at another aspect of Elizabethan theatre which has remained with us almost unchanged to this very day, the traditional English music hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, High Jinks of 1586 present tonight's star attraction. Those two matchless maestros of mellifluous mirth and merry mummery. I give you your own, your very own, Jot and Tittle.
Hail, Tittle, well, mitty feet. Jot, from whence comest? Whence comest? I comest from the house of Mistress Quickly. Mistress Quickly, she is somewhat of a fast one. Think on't is in jest. Nay, but at the house of Mistress Quickly you get both the board and the lodging. Nay. But verily, on my way to the theatre tonight, I saw a terrible sight. Prithee, thou meanst my mother-in-law. Nay, but speaking while of mother-in-laws, my mother-in-law, ladies and gentlemen, my mother-in-law has just sailed with Drake to the West Indies. Jamaica? No, he took her as ballast. Tush, I was at a banquet the other day with all. With all? He gets about. He does indeed. And there was a fish in my broth. It's a fish in me broth, Jess. It is indeed. There was a fish in me broth. Tapster, I quoth. There's a fish in me broth. And do you know what he replied? Nay, I know not what he replied. He replied, that is no fish, sire. That is your codpiece. Tarry for it, better cometh, methinks. Nay, my spouse, she has been, ladies and gentlemen, unfaithful. Does she play the strumpet? Yes, and she's no virginal either. Shall I hurriedly tell thee a topical tale? Tell me a topical tale, Tittle. Her Majesty the Queen, God bless her, was descending the other day from a coach into a puddle. Into a puddle right up to her knee. She turned, ladies and gentlemen, to Sir Walter Raleigh. What did she say? Where are the cloaks? And he replied, first right and follow the rush packing. Are you sure 'twas he? Yes, 'twas Sir Walter Raleigh. I don't wish to know that. Kindly leave the globe. But now, John, yes, shall we finish with a little song? A little song? A lute song. A really lute song. An incredibly lute song, entitled A Farthingale Hung in Berkeley Square, or Stop Your Tittling Jot. Minstrel, prithee. When the wheel of fortune runs you down and the heavens above are grey, just step a measure, swap a jest, and sing a round delay. Remember, the world's a stage, that's what the poets say. So step a measure, swap a jest, and sing a round delay. You know, Jot, yes, Tittle, I hear the bard is to wed. Yes, at last Anne Hathaway. But will Shakespeare? It's a bard joke. A very bard joke. And when the last alarum sounds and you come to the end of the play, just step a measure, swap a jest, and sing a round delay. Hey, nonny, sing a round delay. It's swing and sing a round delay.
The institution which we consider is the church. And we pose the question, in Britain today, just how powerful are the clergy? One of the many difficulties facing the church today is the fact that congregations are dropping off, not only during the sermon. Obviously, a new, more dynamic approach is called for.
See you at Emerald.
Oh, it's the vicar. Oh, will you go and let him in, dear, and I'll hide the TV Times.
It's the vicar, dearie.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Vicar.
Won't you sit down, vicar?
No, thank you.
If it's about the jumble sale, we haven't any old clothes.
Only the ones we're wearing, Vicar.
No, it's not about the jumble sale.
Oh.
I don't think I saw you at Matins this morning.
Oh.
You weren't there, were you?
Yes. No, I mean yes.
No.
I'm not interested in your pettifogging little excuses. The fact remains you weren't at Matins.
Oh, we did buy tickets, vicar.
We bought the best pews in the house. We bought, Vicar.
Not enough.
Oh.
I've had my eye on you two for a long time now. You're a pair of troublemakers, aren't you?
Troublemakers?
Troublemakers! Which reminds me, when are you two going to get married?
We are married, Vicar.
Or when are you going to get married again?
But you married us 4 times already, Vicar.
Yes, I know, but I need the money.
Oh, we can't afford it again, vicar, honestly.
Can't afford it? Look here. I know who's been putting those pyjama buttons in the collection plate. I'm not a fool, you know.
Oh, it wasn't us, vicar.
We haven't got any pyjama buttons.
We haven't got any pyjamas.
Don't try to deny it. I have a search warrant.
Oh.
And by the way, I noticed you whispering to Mrs. Moss the other day. What were you talking about? Well, what?
Well, we were just talking about the new curate that's moved into the vicarage.
My new curate at the vicarage, eh? And what's wrong with her?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with her, is
No,
there?
it's just that she's a bit tall for a curate, Vicar.
Now look here.
Oh, dear.
I'm getting pretty sick of your rabble-rousing schemes behind my back.
Oh, Vicar.
I may have to arrange a little visit.
Oh.
From the verger.
Oh, no, not the verger. Anything but the verger. Not the verger. I've still got the scars, Vicar.
Very well. This time I'll let you off. But if it happens again, I shall get Mrs. Figgis to show you her colour slides of the Holy Land. With an account of her experiences in Ramoth Gilead.
You monster!
What?
Oh, George, you shouldn't have said that.
You monster! I'm not afraid of you.
Really? We shall see.
I'm not afraid of you. You see, I have a secret.
Oh?
Yes, I have a secret. Watch this. Shazam!
Super Bishop.
The same, Vicar!
Well, now we come to the part of the program where you have a chance to show your mettle as you sharpen your wits.
Tonight, first of all, we have for you a little mathematical problem.
John is having a bath. The volume of the bath is 36 cubic feet. The volume of the water in the bath is 20 cubic feet. And the volume of John is 6 cubic feet. What, then, causes the water to overflow?
Well, now we come to the part of the quiz entitled True or False.
Send your answers on a postcard, please, marked Prize Competition, to this address.
The first correct entry will receive a prize of £20,000.
I think you'll find that this one is correct.
Sorry, I'm afraid you're just too late.
this golden classic. Playing the hits of yesteryear just for you.
You'll have had your tea, the doings of Hamish and Dougal. Today, the shooting party.
Dougal!
Hamish, you'll have had your tea.
No, as a matter of fact. I can't get the top off this thermos flask that Mrs. Naughty left out.
Oh, here, let me give it a twist. Oh.
What?
Oh, Hamish. This is not a thermos.
Not a thermos?
No, no.
What is it then?
Well, if you ask me, old friend, I'd say it was
a pie grater?
Pie grater. Marital aid.
Oh, well, if I can get the top off, I'll have a glass of that. Oh, James, I'm parched.
Hello, you two.
It's the laird.
Quick, hide that thing.
Consider it hidden. Oh! Oh, James. Oh.
What on earth are you doing with my Christmas present to Mrs. Naughty?
Oh, that was just our novelty thermos flask.
Oh, my mistake. Pity. I've got a pie here that badly needs grating. Hamish?
Yes!
You look full of the joys of spring.
You could say that.
Now, I came up here to tell you I'm having a shoot this afternoon.
Oh, too much information.
The glorious 12th.
All in the one day. Have you tried hard-boiled eggs?
Yes, but I find them too easy to hit. Now, look here. I fancy a bit of practice. Are you two at a loose end?
I should say so.
Good. So, Dougal, you can load my gun.
Oh, you mean shoot, like bang. Oh.
And Hamish, you will release the clays on the command. Oh!
Here's your gun, your lairdship.
Very good, then. Oh! They're not much of a challenge, these clay stags.
No, we said much the same about the clay salmon.
Don't bother me with your problems. Pull!
Oh, that's better. Oh. But, you know, in a way, I'll miss it.
If I knew you were coming, I'd have boiled a neep, boiled a neep, boiled a neep. If I knew you...
Ah, Mrs. Naughty, there you are.
And where else would I be?
Well, this is my bedroom.
The kitchen's full. I'm catering for the Laird's shooting party. He's inviting all the smart folk up from London and a married couple from Milton Keynes.
So that's how many altogether?
About 2,000 all told. And they'll be gagging for pies. And by the way, has anybody seen my pie grater?
No.
No matter, I could never see the point of it.
Neither could I.
Oh, will you just look at the time? It's over there by the parsley.
Oh, James! Oh, no, it's almost 5:30.
Yes, we'd better get up to the moor for the afternoon slaughter.
Goodbye. A grand day for it, your lordship.
Yes, but unfortunately we're stuck out here.
Oh, look! Oh, look over there!
Ah, splendid. My smart guests from down south have arrived.
Hello!
Hello, I say. All right, come on, you two. Stop taking the piss and go and greet them properly.
Sorry, your lordship.
Now, listen up, people. Are you ready for some sport? Good. Dougal, over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and how are you today? I'm Dougal, and I will be your gilly. Kindly follow the piper to your shooting positions on the ridge. At 1500 hours, the panzers will move in on the left flank, while the airborne division lays down a covering barrage. Enjoy your day. Right, your lordship, everybody's in position.
Come along, you two. You're not in Milton Keynes now.
Hamish, commence beating.
Oh, boo!
Hey, move along there, you grouses.
Now, look out. There's a lot of folk about with guns.
Fly for your lives.
Oh.
Away.
Away they go!
Right, that concludes the afternoon sports. Now, if you all line up in alphabetical order with your vouchers, Mrs. Naughty has prepared a delicious picnic.
Yes, and as soon as I've eaten it, I'll be handing out the pies. And I'm delighted you've all brought your own graters.
Oh, well done, Mrs. Naughty.
Oh, you must be fair whacked. Sit your doon and take the weight off your bannocks.
That I will.
Oh, don't sit on that. That's the clay pigeon launcher.
Oh, no, that's all right. As long as nobody shouts, Paul! Hold your fire! Hold your fire! Hold your fire. That includes you too, Milton Keynes.
I daren't look. What happened?
Oh, I don't believe it. As luck would have it, I've just found 50p in the bracken.
50p? There'll be no speaking to you for a week. But what happened to Mrs. Naughty?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't looking.
There she goes, commencing her descent.
Mrs. Naughty, if you get to the big hoose before us, put the kettle on.
No sooner said than...
Oh, thank God, the greenhouse broke her fall.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Well, goodbye, you 2000. Goodbye. Oh, I thought that'd never go. Well, Hamish, Dougal, cheers, good health. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Well, I don't know about you two, but I'm going to have a drink.
Here we are.
Mrs. Naughty, what a day you've had.
Now, if I'm any judge of character, you'll be in need of a stiff one.
You can read me like a book.
Yes, and I always like to peep at the end before I start.
I believe you're trying to get me tiddly.
I am if I can find it.
Ahem. Will you be requiring us any further this evening, sir?
Oh, forgive me. The writers had quite forgotten you were here. What would you chaps say to a couple of large teachers?
We cannot see the blackboard.
Correct. I'd like to propose a toast to the ladies.
Okay.
Right, now we're all in here. I'd like to sing a little song. Best acoustics in the big house. Is the band here?
Cubicle 3.
This number I'd like to do for you now is The Tide is High. Not, in fact, the version by Blondie, but the modern version by none other than Atomic Kitten, ladies and gentlemen. So, band, hit it. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm going to be your number one. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, the tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm going to be your number one. Number one. Number one. Every time that I get the feeling, you give me something to believe in. Every time that I got you near me, I know the way I want it to be. But you know I'm going to take my chance now. I'm going to make it happen somehow. And you know that I can take the pressure. A moment's pain is a lifetime's pleasure. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm going to be your number one. Number one. Number one.
Well, the laird looked very happy when we left.
Well, he's always glad to see the back of us. Incidentally, Dougal, did you notice how neat the graffiti was in that lady's?
It would be. They've got both hands free.
Oh, never thought of that. Often heard it, but never thought of it.
Well, here's my front door.
What the hell's it doing out here?
We'll worry about that in the morning. I'm going in. Good night.
Good night.
You'll have had your tea. The doings of Hamish and Dougal was written and performed by Barry Cryer and Graham Garden, with Alison Steadman as Mrs. Nockley and Jeremy Hardy as the Laird. The music was arranged by John Garden and performed by Ros Stevens, Francis Dorling, Scott Hammond and Pete Rosset. The producer was John Naismith.
Ben Warris and Jimmy Jewell were the biggest British double any of the 1940s. Sheffield-born cousins, in fact born in the same family bed 6 months apart, these two started at a very young age and by their mid-20s were both comics working the halls. One night they happened to be on the same bill and an act hadn't turned up. The theatre manager begged for the pair of them to go and entertain together. They did and a new act was born. This is a rare episode of Up the Pole, the boys' BBC radio series made in the late 40s. The premise of Up the Pole was that Jewell and Warris were the proprietors of an Arctic trading post. Each episode included a musical interlude. Sometimes it featured Julie Andrews, then not yet an adult.
Do you know what's in store for you for the next half an hour, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, you'll never guess.
Up the pole!
Yes, it's the first in a new series of adventures with Claude Dampier, John Pertwee, Betty Paul, Roger Snowden, the five Smith brothers, Stanley Black and the orchestra, and, of course, that crazy couple, Jimmy Jewell and Ben Warren. Since we last heard from our two heroes, they've moved into an apartment over a disused fire station. And our story begins there one brisk morning in early autumn. Jimmy is cleaning his teeth.
All right. Stop gargling. That'll be quite enough of that noise, James.
Oh, will it?
Of course it will. That's no way. That is no way to say hello to the ladies and gentlemen.
Ned?
Of course not.
Get away.
If you're going to sing at all, you should sing a little song like this. Oh, welcome to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Sweet ladies and gentlemen. Sweet ladies and gentlemen. Oh, welcome to you all.
Well, that's better out than in, isn't it?
Well, I wish you'd come out of the bathroom, James. You know, you've been in there for hours.
Am I?
Yes, and tell me, why you're getting all dressed up this morning?
No, I don't like to tell you.
Oh, go on.
No, I'm shy.
Go on. Tell Benny what it... I know.
No, I shan't tell you.
Oh, yes, you will.
Oh, no more.
I've guessed it. It's something to do with Betty.
No, you're so clever, Ben. Go to the top of the class. She's calling round to see me this morning.
You mean to say you've asked a pretty young girl like Betty round to this dirty old fire station?
Yes, it's her birthday on Saturday, and I want to find out what she'd like for the presents are there.
Well, listen, why don't you ask her yourself?
I can't, Ben.
Why not?
You ask her.
Oh, no.
Every time I see Betty, I go all to pieces.
Oh, you don't?
I wish I was more the kind of man she admires.
Really?
I wish I were a film star.
Oh, it's not
Oh, so Robert Taylor.
Oh, that's not all been wonderful being a film star, Jimmy.
I'd love to meet Robert Taylor.
Don't you realise that one day you're kissing Betty Grable, Lana Turner, Dorothy Moore? The next day, you're just a has-been.
But, brother, just look where you has been.
Hello. Someone at the door.
Oh, it'll be Betty.
Don't worry, don't
I'm
fuss.
going to faint. I'm going to faint.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I can't stand it. I'm going to catch me.
No.
Oh, go on, catch me.
Oh, no.
I want to be calm.
Oh, stop it. Listen, I wish you'd stop larking about, Jimmy.
Well, out the way. Go on, open the door, Ben.
Oh, I will.
Hello, Ben.
Oh, good morning, Betty.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Betty. Won't you... Come in.
But I am in.
Yes, you are in, aren't you in?
Take a seat, Betty, darling. I think Jimmy wants to ask you something.
Really, Jimmy?
Yes, you see, Betty, Saturday's your birthday, and
yes.
At such a time, I feel that the time has come for it to be the right time for the time. What is the time, Ben?
10 o'clock.
Good gracious, no bed's made. Well, I feel I'd like... That is, if you don't mind. Oh, you tell her, Ben.
Oh, don't be silly. You tell her.
Well, I just want to tell you I'd like to give you a little present. That's all, a little present.
Oh, Jimmykins.
Oh, she called me Jimmykins. Catch me, Ben.
Oh, stop larking about. I don't want Betty to know I'm living with an idiot.
Why not? She knows I'm living with one.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, it's most awfully sweet of you, Jimmy, to want to give me a present, but my cousin, Roderick Forge Bellows, has brought me nearly everything I need.
Roderick Forge Bellows? What, that windbag?
Oh, you mustn't say that, Jimmy. He thinks a lot of me and is the most generous man I know.
Yes, but surely there's something Jimmy could get for you, Betty.
Well, there's one little thing, but it's much too expensive for Jimmy to buy.
Name it.
He could...
Name it. Just name it, that's all. You can have it.
Oh.
I'll show Roderick Forge Bellows he's not the only man who knows how to treat a girl.
Very well, then. I'd like the ring I've seen in the jeweller's down the road.
It shall be yours.
Oh, Jimmy, I could kiss you for being so sweet.
Help yourself.
Oh, Jimmy. Where did you learn to kiss like that?
Siphoning petrol.
Well, I must be on my way now. Oh, thank you so much for promising to get me the ring, Jimmy.
Think nothing of it. But how shall I know which ring it is?
Oh, you can't miss it.
Can't
it's
I?
in the middle window in a little velvet case marked
Really?
£50.
Oh.
So long, Ben.
Cheerio.
Goodbye, Jimmy, you sweet, sweet boy.
Oh, she called me a sweet, sweet boy. Oh, I'm going to get her a ring, and it's in the middle window, and it's marked £50. It's marked £50. Ben!
What?
She said the ring was marked £50.
Well, that's what I thought she said.
But I haven't got £50. I'm going to faint.
Do you want to be caught?
Yes. I think I've been caught already.
Well, if you don't get the ring for Betty, her cousin Roderick will.
No, I've just got to get that £50, even if it means selling everything I possess.
Jimmy, that would still leave you £48, 10 shillings short. Hello. Maybe that's Betty back. Perhaps she left something behind.
Well, open the door quickly, Ben. She might have called to say she was only joking about the ring.
Okay.
What's your mate?
Oh,
Bertie! Well, Burpee, fancy seeing you again.
Yes. What have you been doing all these months? Working?
No, only Mug's work. I've been doing the old currency lock, all the rhino.
Oh, you mean in the bun factory?
No, not that sort of currents. I mean the old do-re-mi.
Well, this sounds very interesting, Mr. Burp. Did you do well?
Oh, yes, I'll say I did.
You did?
First of all, I took me £35 in English money over to France.
Yes.
And they give me 40,000 French francs.
Go on, yes.
Then I took me francs over to Holland, and they gave me 10,000 Dutch guilders.
That's good.
Yes, and I took me guilders to Russia.
Did you?
They gave me 50,000 rubles.
Did they?
Then I hid away all my rubles. You know what they gave me when I got back to England?
No, what?
6 months.
Poor old Burpee.
Oh, well, never mind, mates. I've got a smashing job now,
A smashing job now?
Oh, I've got a smashing job.
What is it?
I'm an agent.
An agent?
Yes, an agent.
What, a 10%er?
That's it. No. I'm an agent for the Help Yourself football pools.
Oh.
I'm just calling around the houses, pick up some new clients. Now, wait a minute. How about you two boys having a bash?
Oh, no, Burpee. I'm never lucky with football pools.
Oh, yeah, but listen, mates. Only last week, with one of my fear-nothing forecasts, a bloke won 50,000 nicker.
£50,000?
Yes.
Here, just think what I could buy Betty with that, Ben.
Well, all right, then. It's all right, then. Sign this here paper, Mr. Jewell.
Yes.
And I'll fill in your coupon for you. There.
Righto, pass me the paper, Burpee. Pass me a pen.
Here you are, then.
Here you are, James. There you are.
Jimmy
That's it.
Jewell.
That's fine.
That's it,
Nice,
Burpee.
isn't it?
Now, go on. Give me the £50,000.
Well, hold on, mate. Hold on. You've got to send the coupon in first.
Have you?
Now, what do you want as your bank list?
Well, I'll take Barclays.
Yeah, and I'll take the Midland.
And I'll be in Scotland before you. No. Now, look, when you're doing football pools,
Yes.
you've got to have bankers in permutations and combinations.
Well, fancy bankers playing football in the combination.
No.
I'll bet they don't half feel the overdraft.
Oh, come on, Pete, listen. Now, look, we'll take teams 1, 3 and 7 as your bankers.
1, 3 and 7,
That's
eh?
it. Now,
Yes.
that's 1 across.
1 across.
2 down.
2 down.
6 up your jumper minus 4.5 for the collier ball.
Yes.
Take an Aussie-Tarsy.
Yes.
Robinson Harvey, and then chain that up by the chine screws.
Yes.
Chine screws,
Multiply
yes.
that by 1,444. That means you owe me exactly £10. Your money's back if you're not satisfied, there. Of course, if
But that's a lot of money to pay for a page of penny results.
Yeah.
Well, you get your money back if you're not satisfied, don't you? I've also given you a line of draws.
Well, we didn't ask for any draws.
Okay, I'll take your drawers off.
Oh, yeah, the sort of thing.
Now, listen, now, look, don't lock about, because there's not much time. Now, look, £10 wins a fortune.
Yes.
Money back if not satisfied, eh?
Go on, give him the money, Barney.
Here you are, Mr. Burp.
Okay, come on, and listen, if you boys win, I'll bring your cheque along in person Monday.
If we win. But you said we were bound to win.
Well, yes, it's right to say you should, but there's many a slip twixt the cup final and the lip, you know.
Well, then give us back our £10.
Give it you back?
Yes.
Yes, you said we could have our money back if not satisfied.
Well, that's right.
Why?
But I am satisfied, very satisfied indeed. So long, mate.
Goodbye.
How do you do, everyone? This is Mr. and Mrs. Smith's 5 little boys who are saying to you. You You don't mean what you're saying. It's just a game you're playing. But you'll find someone else can play the game as well as you. If you call everybody darling, then love won't come a-knocking at your door. And as the years go by, you'll sit and wonder why nobody calls you darling anymore. You called me baby darling years ago. Years ago, years ago, years ago. You said that I was very nice to know. Nice to know, nice to know. I learned well then what love was, I thought was new. But all my love has only taught me how to love you. You said that you would love me in return. In return, in return, in return. Don't tell me you were fooling after all. For if you turn away, you'll be sorry someday. You left behind a broken door. You call everybody darling, and everybody calls you darling too. You don't mean what you're saying, it's just a game you're playing. But you'll find someone else can play the game as well as you do. If you call everybody darling, love won't come a-knocking at your door. And as the years go by, you'll sit and wonder why nobody calls you darling
Around 6 o'clock the following Saturday afternoon, we find Jimmy and Ben, with their heads almost buried in their wireless set, impatiently waiting for the football results.
Oh, I'm so excited. Are you really? Yes. Just supposing we win £50,000, Ben. Oh, I can't
Be quiet, or we'll miss the results.
Now, here are the results of matches played this afternoon. Just a moment. I've mislaid the slip of paper.
Oh, well, hurry up, you twerp. Find it. I don't know what these announcers are coming to. I don't really.
Now we're all set. That's right.
Yes.
Arsenal 1, Chelsea 2.
That's right, yes.
Right.
Blackburn 3, Millwall 3.
Oh, a draw. That's right. Right.
Notts Forest 1, Birmingham 4.
That's right. We got that right, yes.
Brentford Swip, Queen's Park Rangers nip.
What? What did he say?
Brentford Swip, Queen's Park Rangers nip.
What the dickens is he talking about?
Why, I'm so sorry. I had the paper upside down. Brentford 6, Queen's Park Rangers 9.
Right. We got it right.
Portsmouth 5.
Yes?
Bristol.
Well, what happened to Bristol? Come on.
I can't quite see if this is a 3 or an 8.
Well, put your blinking glasses on!
Bristol 8.
Right, only one more to go.
One more to go. Oh, the suspense is killing me. It'll
be all right now. Come on.
Drop dead.
You'd probably like to know the result of the match between Manchester City and Clapham United.
Of course we would, you twerp. Get on with it. Come on.
Unfortunately, owing to the late arrival of the Manchester coach...
Yes.
I'm afraid the match is still in progress.
Well, so what?
And we shall not have the result for some 15 minutes yet. However, at half-time, the score was Manchester City 18, Clapham United 2.
That's it. Oh, we gave Manchester City the winner with a half-time score of 18-2. They can't possibly lose.
Oh, we're rich at last.
Hoorah.
Come on, tell you what we'll do. We'll call for Betsy, take her round, pick up the ring at the jewellers before they close.
Okay.
Come on. On our way, we'll buy a new car, some clothes.
Yes.
A case of champagne.
Yes,
we're going
that's
to have
right.
what they call the new shoes.
Boys,
What's wrong?
Oh, boys, don't rush me so.
Oh, come on, come
Betty,
on.
come
Boy,
on.
doesn't breath.
Well, I'm sorry, Betty, but we must get to the jeweller's before it closes.
Yes, then we can pick the ring I promised you for your birthday.
Oh, that is nice of you, Jimmy. I never really thought you'd get it for me.
Neither did he. Here we are. Here's the jewellers. In we go.
Jowlers. Anyone at home there at the Jowlers?
That's someone behind the counter over there.
Say, is that a man or a grandfather's clock with a hat on?
Hello, boys.
Blimey, hot plate.
Well, he's the jeweller, eh?
Yes, he's the jeweller.
You're the last person we expected to see here, Artie.
Oh, yes, oh, my. My, well, you've no idea how I've missed you all.
Have you?
Oh, I've missed all the dear old faces I used to shake hands with. Oh.
Say, Betty, you remember old Horace Hotplate the mayor, don't you?
Oh, no one could ever forget Mr. Hotplate.
No, that's the pity of it.
Yes. By the way, Hottie, how's the Lady Mayoress?
Yes, that's fine.
No, I said, how is the Lady Mayoress?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is that what you said?
Yes, that was him speaking.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, of course, the Lady Mayoress has got much fatter since I saw you last, you know.
You mean she's got bigger in the interim?
Oh, yes. And in the outer rim, too.
Aye, he started. He's still asking to be done, this geezer.
Well, listen, we've called in to buy a ring for Betty's birthday, Mr. Hotplate.
Yes.
So maybe you'd show us a few.
Oh, certainly.
The ring I want's in the middle window. £50.
Oh, I wouldn't insult you with a cheap ring like that, Hottie. Hottie, we want some expensive ones, please. Show us the expensive one.
Oh, well, what had you in mind?
Never mind that. Just show us the rings, will you?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. No, I meant what price did you wish to pay? Now, here's a lovely ring for a lady. Look at that.
Beautiful.
£100.
Oh, it's beautiful.
£100? I said an expensive ring, Hottie.
Oh, well, here's one for £500.
Oh, no, I can't possibly let you...
Tut, then a couple of tuts. When Jimmy Jewel says he's going to buy a ring, Jimmy Jewel buys a ring.
But, my dear Jimmy Jewel, listen, the whole thing
certainly is a beautiful diamond.
Yes, isn't it? I got that diamond direct from Amster.
Amster?
Yes.
You mean Amsterdam?
Oh, Mr. Warris, your language, please.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, that's a shocking no. No, I bought this ring from the Raja of Staines.
Well, who is the Raja of Staines?
Well, of course he is.
I know he is, but I said, who is the Raja of Staines?
Oh, you'll never guess what.
Oh, go on, tell her.
Tell her.
It's me.
We shall definitely have to do you.
What a beautiful stone.
Now, wait a minute, Hottie. Are you sure that's a genuine diamond?
Of course it's genuine.
Good.
Good gracious, I'll show you. But I'll just draw it across the shop window. Look. Oh, dear. I lose more windows that way than you could ever imagine.
All right, Hottie, all right. We'll take it, we'll take it.
Oh, Jimmy Kins, you are the world's most darling, gorgeous, adorable, generous man.
That's me right enough.
What price Roderick Forge Bellows now?
Good gracious, is he up for sale?
Oh, shut up.
Oh, be quiet, Hottie. And find a nice case to put the ring in, will you?
Very well, Mr. Jewell.
And whilst I'm here, I may as well take one of those diamond tie-pins and,
Yes,
well, just have a gold cigarette case for myself as well.
Certainly, Mr. Jewell. Now, I'll just slip into the office and make out your bill, what?
Thank you very much.
Yes. I'm afraid it'll be rather a big one, you know.
Oh, that's all right, Hottie. And a box of cigars for yourself, will you? Just
thank you, Mr. Jewell. Whilst I'm in the office, perhaps you'd like to listen to the wireless.
Yes, please, Mr. Hotplate.
Yes, so there you are, then. See you in a moment.
Jimmy Kins, thanks again for the ring, darling.
Oh, that's all right,
It's
Bessie.
wonderful.
I really do like
All
it.
right, shut up. I want to listen to the wireless.
Well, before the next part of the program, here's the final score of the Manchester versus Clapham United match, which has just come in.
Poor old Clapham. They got a beating today, all right.
The score is Manchester 18.
Good old Manchester.
Clapham United 18.
Good old...
What?
You heard?
Clapham United, who at half-time were losing 2-18, made a sensational recovery and scored 16 goals to equalise in the second half.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Ah, there you are, gentlemen. Now, here's your little bill. Exactly £2,000.
It's now Sunday evening, and our saddened heroes are sitting in their flat, realizing once again the folly of counting chickens before they're hatched.
Tell me once again, Ben. How much are we in debt?
Well, with Betty's ring, the car, the groceries, and the 2 cases of champagne, I make it we owe exactly £5,000, 3 shillings and 6pence.
No, we haven't even got the 3 and 6pence. What are we going to do?
Oh, any moment now, Jimmy, the world will fall about our ears.
Never mind, Ben. You've got just the ears to support it.
Oh, anyway, we won't run away like common thieves.
No, we'll take a taxi like push thieves.
Now, listen, Jimmy, I've just thought of something.
Have you?
If you'd have put a cross on your football coupon instead of a 1, you'd have had an all-correct forecast, wouldn't you?
Yes, just one teensy-weensy stroke makes all the difference between being a millionaire and going to jail.
Well, listen, Jimmy, come across to the window.
Okay.
Now, look out of this window.
Yes.
Do you see anything interesting?
No, she just pulled the blinds down.
No, you idiots. That big building on the corner. Do you know what that is?
What?
That's Pool House, you twerp.
Is it?
The offices of Help Yourself Pools.
Get away.
Listen.
What about it?
It's Sunday night.
Is it?
And the pools aren't checked till tomorrow.
Well?
Well, don't you see? If we can get inside Pool House and find your entry form,
yes,
we can alter the 1 to an X, and you've got it right.
I've got it right?
Yes.
I'm smart, aren't I?
You certainly are. All you've got to do is to go in there, alter that coupon, and you're a millionaire.
You mean we win £50,000?
Yes.
And then I can pay for Betty's ring, can't I?
Of course you can.
And all our troubles will be over, won't they?
Naturally. You'll do it then, won't you?
No.
Oh, yes, you will. Come on, James, put your hat and coat on and follow me.
All right, but I still don't like it.
Oh, don't fuss, though, don't fuss. Here we are at Pool House. We'd better go round the back.
What for?
To see if anyone's left a window open, you fathead.
Well, I don't care if anybody's left a window
Oh,
open.
look. There's a window open on the 2nd floor.
Is there?
Yes.
Oh, Ben, you're so observant.
Perhaps there's a pipe up there.
So what? I don't feel like smoking.
No, a water pipe.
Well, I don't feel like blowing bubbles either.
Oh, it's too bad, you know. The pipe doesn't reach far enough. Now, if only we had something to reach that window.
If only we had.
What's that thing you're leaning against?
Oh, it's only an old ladder.
Only another... Give me the ladder, stupid.
Oh, I wonder who could have left a ladder leaning against the wall.
Never mind. Bring it over here.
Right.
Now, come on, up you go.
Well, don't rush me. You know I'm scared of heights.
Go on, up you go.
Look out, I'm going to fall. I'm falling. Catch me.
You can't fall off now.
Oh, yes, I can.
Oh, steady. Oh, you are an idiot. Someone will hear us.
Here.
Aye, here. Now we're in trouble, Ben. Here comes a copper. Here.
Oh, don't worry. I'll handle it.
Now then, what's all this here?
Good evening, Sergeant. It's a nice evening for a stroll, isn't it?
Never mind about that. Never mind. What's all this here?
Well, what's all this here, what, officer? Here.
I saw you 2 men climbing up that there ladder.
Oh, you policemen are so smart. You don't miss a thing, do you?
Oh, say we don't. Now then, what's the idea of going up a ladder at this time of night, eh?
Well, as a matter of fact, your worship, we've lost our little ginger pussy.
Your little ginger pussy?
Yes, our little ginger pussy took a penneth up the ladder, he did, honest.
You see, there's another cat on the 2nd floor, and our little ginger pussy is very keen on him, and tonight he went up the ladder to find her.
Well, I got a cat at home, and you wouldn't catch him crawling up no ladder, not for love nor money.
Well, I don't think our ginger pussy was after money.
You will let us go up and get our pussycat, won't you, Judge, eh?
Oh, rescuing cats is a man's work.
So it is?
Yes. Now, you stay and hold the ladder, and I'll go up.
Well, if we're going to hold the ladder for the policeman, can I go home now, Harry?
No, you cannot go home.
Oh, go on, Harry. Let me go home, Harry, eh? Will you, Harry, eh? Let me go home now, Harry, eh? I want to go home now, Harry. Can I go home, Harry? Can I, Harry, eh? Harry, eh?
Jimmy doesn't turn it up, Jimmy and Harry will find themselves in clink. What with you and you, Harry, Harry, will you, Harry, will you, Harry, will you, Harry, will you, Harry?
Harry's mocking Jimmy now, Harry.
Oh, shut up.
Now, look here.
What?
Now, listen. Now, just you two stand here and hold this ladder while I go up.
Okay.
And don't you move away till I come down again.
It's awfully good of you to rescue our pussycat, Mr. Policeman, but we'd much rather...
Hold the ladder, I said.
Oh, all right.
Now, hold it steady, mind. Hold it steady. I'll soon have your cat down.
All right. Now what do we do, Ben? I'm shivering standing here holding this ladder.
Well, listen, we've got to get up the ladder ourselves and try and get back again before the policeman. Come on.
What a carry-on, innit?
Here we are.
I'm messing about
Come on,
here,
up we
I
go.
am, honestly.
Oh, stop muttering and chomping to
shut
yourself.
up yourself, then.
Come on, through the window.
Right.
Right. I don't see the policeman anywhere.
I don't want to.
Come on, quickly down this corridor. We must find the post rooms.
Well, don't rush me. You're a thing, you.
Come on now. Hang on while I strike a match.
Yes.
Ah, there we are now. We're okay. Here's the post room. Right. In we go. Yes. Shh. Quietly. I say they aren't untidy in here. Envelopes and papers all over the place.
Well, I hope that copper doesn't come in.
Stop talking and look for your entry form.
Sniff, then.
Sniff?
Yes.
What for?
Well, when you smell carbolic...
Yes?
That'll be my entry form.
Oh, stop messing about.
Ah, here it is, under this desk.
That's the idea.
Oh, now that me ankle.
Oh, don't make so much noise and hurry up and alter your entry form.
Me ankle.
Come on, alter it.
Yeah, then it's all correct now.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Now, all we've got to do now is to go down the ladder and get back to the flat.
I wish we'd never left it. I'm black and blue all over. I've sprained my ankle and I've caught pneumonia.
Oh, stop
I
grumbling.
feel awful, I do really.
Never mind, James. Just think how you'll feel tomorrow when Burpee comes round with that nice fat cheque.
Well, after what we've done tonight, I think we deserve it.
Well, come on back to the flat for a nice hot bath and a nice cup of tea and some toast, eh? Here we go. Hello? Meekins the tailor? Yes, I know Mr. Jewell promised you your money today. Yes, I know it's Monday afternoon, but don't worry. We'll be along with it soon, don't worry. Oh, I do wish Burpee'd head up with that cheque, Jimmy. The phone's been ringing all day with people asking for their money.
I know.
Oh, that'll be him. There we are. I'll go now. Come on.
Come on, then.
That's the idea.
What's your mate? Hello, Mr. Burt. Thank goodness you've come.
On behalf of the Up Yourself Pools, I've much pleasure in telling you, Mr. Jewell, you sent an all correct forecast. Congratulations.
Oh, wonderful. Have you got the money with you?
Yes, well, now then, wait a minute. It's all right. Now, according to Rule 68...
Rule 68?
Yes, the winner of the pool...
Yes.
...gets half of all the money we receive.
Good.
Yes.
Good, yes.
Well, last week, the winner got £50,000, as I told you.
Well, what about it?
Well, this morning, when I knew you had an all correct result, Mr. Jewell...
Yes?
I was so happy, because I was so looking forward to paying you out £50,000 like I told you.
Well, go on.
Well, just a minute, mate, I'm out of breath. I ran all the way here to give you the good news as soon as possible.
That is kind of you, Mr. Burp.
That's all right, it's nothing.
Well, you're soaking wet, too.
Yes, I
You know,
know.
you really shouldn't have come out in the pouring rain.
That's all right, it's nothing.
Really?
Yes, I'd have been here before, but we've had a bit of trouble at Pool House.
Trouble?
Yes, it's nothing, don't worry. Last night, a man dressed up as a rozzer. He broke in and stole the entry money out of the offices.
A man dressed up as a rozzer? A copper? Oh, how dreadful.
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing, but of course, your half share of what's left is rather small.
Well, how much is our half share of what's left?
Well, I keep telling you, it's nothing. Cheerio, mate. Better luck next time.
You've been listening to the first in a new series of Up the Pole programs with Jimmy Jewell and Ben Morris, Claude Dampier, John Pertwee, Betty Paul, Roger Snowden, the five Smith brothers, and the dance orchestra conducted by Stanley Black. The script was written by Ronnie Hanbury and produced by George Innes.
You're always 1, 2, 3 jumps ahead. Stick with us, you'll be well fed.
With happy music all the while.
Easy listening with a smile. Keep jumping, follow suit. You're gonna have a bright new future.
Highway
wake up every morning when the clock strikes 8. I'm always punctual, never late. With a nice cup of tea, a little round of toast, the sporting life and a winning post. I get all nice and tidy, then I toddle off to work. I do the best I can. Still I'm only doing what a bloke should do, 'cause I'm only a working man.
Now tell me once more from the beginning.
Well, the governor got the phone call and he said to me, nip around to 49 Lyle Street, there's something wrong with a lady's tap.
He didn't tell you she had a big toe cord in it?
Not a word, he just gave me a ball cock and a spanner and said, get round there.
I see, then what happened?
Well, I got round and there she was with her toe stuck up the tap.
Well, what was she doing?
Smiling.
Smiling?
Smiling.
This woman was lying in the bath with her toe stuck up the bath tap and she was smiling?
Yes, and she said, please do not be embarrassed, young man. I keep on doing it, and isn't it a good job? I like lots of water. And then she screamed.
Well, what did she scream for?
I turned the tap on.
But why should that make her scream?
It was the hot water tap.
And that was the tap she had her toe stuck in?
Yes, I thought the water would pop it out. Then I dropped my ball cock and she screamed again.
And why did she scream when you dropped your ball cock?
Well, she didn't actually scream when I dropped it. She screamed when I picked it up.
All right, why did she scream when you picked it up?
I dropped it in the bath. And when I was taking it out, it got tangled in the chain, and I pulled the plug up with it, and then I turned on both taps to keep the water at a decent level, and then I trod on the soap and fell in.
You fell in the bath with the lady?
Oh, nearly. When I fell in, her toe popped out, and she ran off hollering.
And then?
The phone rang.
The phone by the bath?
Yes.
Who was it?
Her husband. Who are you, he said. Charles Drake, casual labourer of Weybridge, I said. What are you doing in my house, he said. I said, well, I'm having a bath at the moment. You should have heard him. Where's my wife, he said. I said, she was in here with me a minute ago. Then she ran off screaming and hollering. Then he rung up, and 20 minutes later he come round and punched me in the eye.
20 minutes later he came around and punched you in the eye?
Yes.
Well, when he hung up, why didn't you get the hell out of there?
I couldn't.
Why not?
I had my toe stuck up a bath tap. I get home in the evening, close on 6 o'clock. Strong as an effluent, steady as a rock. I has a piece of haddock, kicks off both my shoes, and settles in the corner with the Daily News. Have a listen to the wireless, then I toddles off to bed. I've done the best I can. Still I'm only doing what a bloke should do, 'cause I'm only a working man. Still I'm only doing what a bloke should do, 'cause I'm only a working man.
You're always 1, 2, 3 jumps ahead. Stick with us, you'll be well fed. With happy music all the while.
Easy listening with a smile.
Keep jumping, follow suit. You're gonna have a bright new future.
Arnold, Brown and Company was a short-lived radio program that was broadcast from October 1989 to August 1990. There were 12 half-hour episodes and it was broadcast on Radio 4. It starred Arnold Brown, Chris Campbell, David Charles, Emma Clark and Judy Hawkins.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Manchester, please welcome Arnold Brown.
I went to see my doctor the other day. Well, to be honest, I've seen him before. I know what he looks like. In fact, I've got a picture of him by my bed. So there I was, in the doctor's waiting room, taking in how well everyone looked. As you do. I was flicking through a country life that another patient had sneezed over. I immediately diagnosed severe bronchitis. I then decided to pass the time finishing a novel, but one of the other patients complained about the noise of the typewriter. With all the artists in this country is desperate. When I actually got in to see the doctor, he wasn't doing anything medical. He was listening to a Chris de Burgh record. Well, someone's got to do it. When he stopped listening to the record, he started listening to my heart, and then he recommended I made an album. He said I had a very commercial beat. And he said, Arnold, we're on first name terms. I call him Doctor. He said, Arnold, I've got some terrible news for you. There's just been another earthquake in Venezuela. I was very puzzled. I said, what's that got to do with me? He replied, how could you be so callous? So to get into the spirit of the thing, I started crying. That seemed to calm him down. Then I said, Doctor, please give me a checkup. After he examined me, he said, Arnold, I've got some terrible news for you personally. You've only got 40 years to live. I said, Doctor, can I have a second opinion? Well, he replied, it could be 60 years if you become a private patient. Tonight, I want to talk to you about one of the great problems of our time. I refer, of course, to baldness. Every so often you get someone claiming they've discovered a cure for baldness, but it usually turns out to be some bizarre treatment. I'm talking baboon's testicle extract. Stranger enough, and this is a bit of name-dropping, I recently bumped into God. In a shopping mall in a small provincial Scottish town. I recognise him right away by the long beard and his I Ran the World T-shirt. I was flabbergasted. I said to him, what are you doing here, God? And he looked at me and quietly said, Arnold, have you seen the bargains? Strangely enough, our attitude to hair has changed over recent years. In the old days, if you saw someone coming towards you in the street wearing a beard, he'd usually be carrying a couple of dirty carrier bags packed with old newspapers, and as he passed by, he'd probably spit at you. I'm talking Richard Stilgo. Of course, if you happen to have a long beard, people automatically assume that you're highly intelligent. That is a complete myth. Take Moses. There he was with his long beard, wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. Too pig-headed to ask for directions.
Hello. Have you heard the good news? Here, take this Bible and read Leviticus chapter 4. It has so much to say about the terrible way we lead our lives today. Let's read them together now, shall we?
Well, I'm actually in rather a hurry, Mr. Bolton. Could you just pay the milk bill?
Camping stove, check. Sleeping bag, yes. War and Peace. Camping? No, going to the passport office.
Who'd be a copper, eh, Jones? I've been banged up 4 hours in the interrogation room on that rape case.
Difficult one, was it, Gov?
Real tough nut. Sat there trotting out the facts as though they got some special right or something. So I had to start shouting a bit, saying responsible people can't do this sort of thing in a decent society, so I wasn't taking no nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get a result then, Gov?
Yeah, she dropped the charges and went home.
Right. You've been unemployed several weeks now. I just want to ask you a few questions concerning your availability for work. What type of job are you looking for?
Oh, labouring, office work, factory
You mustn't restrict yourself too much, you know. Have you had a bash at brain surgery?
No, I was thinking of taking it up at night.
There was a neurosurgeon vacancy only this morning. If you carry on like this, people will think you don't want to work.
I'll try harder, honest.
Your last job?
Astley Salt Mine. 100 hours a week for 15 years. But they ran out of salt, so I got made redundant.
Did they not offer you alternative employment?
Well, yes, but it was in Bolivia. And I thought it might be a bit difficult to commute on push bike.
You cannot expect important industrialists to erect factories in your backyard.
Perhaps I was a bit hasty.
So, what have you been doing to find work?
Well, I've applied for 58 jobs and I've been to all job centres within 200 miles of the house. I memorised Kelly's directory and had me curriculum vitae written by Starchy and Starchy. I've visited all local factories and shops every day looking for work and parade about in High Street with sandwich board advertising myself. I order 75 newspapers a day and I've arranged for a computerised mail shop targeted at every employer in Europe.
You're not even trying, are you?
Well, I could do more.
I'm afraid the days when you could dangle on the nipple of the welfare state are over. So I suggest you take our latest job scheme to remove you from the unemployment figures.
We'll give you 50 pence a week to starve you and your family to death and stop you being such a nuisance to us.
Take it.
Oh, congratulations. You're off the register. And you've got your self-respect back. Who says there's no hope for the unemployed?
A friend of mine who had been out of work for a while had some good news recently. He's been headhunted by another job centre.
I, that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them.
But apart from that, you've been happy living next to Sellafield, have you? And now that part of the programme where we take a dip into Arnold Brown's post bag.
Dear Arnold, what do you think of government retraining schemes?
A great idea in principle, but when you think about it, what could Nicholas Ridley possibly be retraining for?
Dear Arnold, what are your thoughts on the greenhouse effect?
My head aches, my sinuses are blocked, and I'm feeling generally nauseous. In fact, from now on, I'm going to stop sleeping in the greenhouse.
Dear Arnold, what would you be if you weren't a comedian?
Advertising is a remarkable profession. I once bought a pack of razors on the basis of an advert. The first blade, it said, shaves you close. The second, even closer. The third and fourth, remove the skin and flesh. The fifth, skims the wallpaper on the other side of the room. The sixth blade trims the neighbour's hedge. And the seventh, scythe across the rolling wheat fields of Nebraska. Unfortunately, my scissors were blunt, so I couldn't open the packet.
Dear Arnold, are the letters that you read out sent in by genuine members of the public? Yours sincerely, Marmaduke Hussey.
Dear Marmaduke Hussey, I'm afraid it's beneath my dignity to reply to a character from the Beano. There goes the second series.
Morning, sir. Thinking of getting away for a while?
I'm heading for Europe, France, Switzerland, and then the German border country.
And when would you like to go?
As soon as possible.
Last minute booking, eh? Well, let's see. I can get you onto the ferry from Folkestone to Boulogne tonight. How many in your party, sir?
15,000 adults and 400 tanks.
I beg your pardon, sir?
Well, we used to have transport of our own, but since the NATO cuts...
Business? Business or pleasure?
War with Russian land forces. Bit of both, really. Is there any chance of an earlier ferry? We're in a bit of a hurry.
Cabins or couchette?
Oh, whatever's going. How much?
£6 million and fourpence.
Any discount for saving the free world as we know it?
Perhaps Northern Ireland is more your price bracket.
Look, the Ministry of Defence have given me this bottle full of 10 pences. What can we get for that?
We could Red Star you a nuclear device to Leningrad. Oh, just one other thing, sir. Here's 15,000 adults. Do they want to sit together? Fancy seeing you here. How are the job vibrations?
Oh, really savvy at the moment. I'm currently playing a rather exciting character in a long-running soap.
Oh, you mean Eileen Bilton of Warrington Runcorn?
Are you working?
Not at the moment, no, but I was one of the models for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
With Bob Hoskins?
Yes, do you know he acted 3/4 of that movie alongside inanimate objects?
I did something very similar last March.
Spielberg?
No, Oldham Rep.
Anyway, don't you notice anything?
Your crow's feet are more pronounced than usual.
The ring, silly.
Oh, how quaint. $6.99.
Platinum, and the diamond is worth at least 50,000.
I always think that diamonds are rather vulgar.
Don't you want to know who 'tis rumoured gave it to me?
Okay. It was a certain royal personage who is very useful. He makes the tea. Oh, him! It was at aspects of love our eyes met over the steaming mugs of Earl Grey. We want to be together all of the time, but his duties prevent it. So when do you get measured up for the tiara? After I've had the virginity test, done the hand-waving class, and had my biog written by Barbara Cartland. About 4 o'clock. And when do I get my wedding invitation? You don't. We split up next week. Due to family pressure. And I'm so heartbroken. Before you sell your story to the Daily Star. Absolutely. How do you know? Did it last you with the news of the world?
You know, people often come up to me and say, Your Grace, do you feel it's fair that you live in a 200-room mansion in 1,000 acres of deer park with en-suite heated swimming pools, each swimming pool stocked with beautiful adolescent girls from the third world wearing body-hugging thongs? Wouldn't you rather that a tiny proportion of your wealth helped to pay for a hip replacement operation for some 90-year-old widow who's worked all her life as a lathe greaser? And I say to them, no.
I didn't think they'd deliver the sperm in a milk bottle. Oh, I'm glad they did. Much easier to open than cartons. Mind you, it's a lot more than 30 pence a pint. But how can you be sure whose it is? Oh, it's guaranteed to come from a genuine Nobel Prize winner. Look, here on the label, next to the sell-by date. And what are you going to do with the bottle? Afterwards. Give it to me. Well, keep it, of course. The child will need a father figure.
Scalpel.
Scalpel.
Sutra.
Sutra.
Scissors.
Scissors.
Large green wobbly thing with knobs on.
Large green wobbly thing with knobs on.
Purple banana coming out of the sky. It's going to eat me. It's going to eat me.
Wake up, Dr. Rolf. Wake up. You've been having a nightmare.
Oh, thank God. Oh, well. Back to work. Scalpel.
Private Ward 10, the ordinary story of the everyday folk who work in a place where being healthy means not being wealthy. And in the National Health Ward, Dr. Arnold has an announcement to make.
Right. Pay attention, National Health patients. We've got the Health Minister coming round this afternoon. He's on a very tight schedule. I don't want any of you spoiling his visit. I've written down what you've got to say to him. Mr. Bacon, your line is, I'm bearing up fine. God bless you, sir. Mr. Hyde, if you could say, still, it could have been the left one as well. Oh, and Mr. Powell, you'll have to vacate the oxygen tent at 12. We need a space for the television cameras.
Oh, Dr. Rolf, I must tell you, I've been moonlighting.
What else?
A surrogate mother.
And I never noticed?
You're always so busy.
And how was it?
I can't describe the feeling of joy when the midwife told me I'd given birth to a 10,000-pound baby boy.
What do we want? More pay! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? More pay! When do we want it? Now!
What are you nurses doing?
Demonstrating for the Health Minister for more pay. We're having a day of action.
Well, as a surgeon, I'm all in favour of you taking industrial action. In fact, as you're all losing a day's pay, I'm going to show my solidarity by sacrificing the same amount. All together. What do we want? Well, that's that. No one can say that I didn't do my bit. See you tomorrow.
Meanwhile, in Casualty...
You won't get anything from me. Just my name, rank, and serial number. You can torture me if you like, or flog me to within 2.54 centimeters of my life. I'm saying nothing. Nothing.
You better alert the press. That's the worst case of Legionnaires' disease I've ever seen.
And back on the wards, the minister is talking to a national health patient.
You see, I really want to know how you feel your treatment is being affected by the health cuts. So how are they looking after you? Your tonsils aren't too good, are they? Well, no complaints there either. Yes, that's why we picked you. Now, Mrs. Bingham, how's the coma? Keeping your chin up?
Meanwhile, in the operating theatre...
Dr. Rolfe, I still don't understand what you're trying to do.
It's an experiment. I'm genetically crossing a pay package with a life support machine.
To what purpose?
To create a living wage.
Here we are, Minister, our new style operating theatre.
Oh, very impressive. Why does it look like a supermarket checkout?
It's all about efficiency.
Operation £300. Antibiotics. Hold on. Sister, I will send antibiotics. That'll be £2,500, please, Mr. Davis. Kidney donor card. That'll do nicely, sir.
Will the Minister close down Private Ward 10? Can Dr. Rolfe's genetic experiments ever succeed? And has Dr. Arnold really joined the struggle of the sons and daughters of toil? Perhaps not. But find out in the next series of Private Ward 10. So, you're looking for something detached, 3 bedrooms and handy for the West End. What sort of price did you have in mind?
£7,500.
8,000 if we sell the car, Les.
Yes.
8,000.
Yes, it does sound a lot, doesn't it? Said like that all at once.
8,000. I haven't heard a phrase like that for 25 years. Not in connection with houses, anyway. Lunch, perhaps, but not a house.
So, what have you got?
That one do nicely.
That, madam, is a property in Belgravia we have on sale at 3.5 million.
It wouldn't come down a bit.
I can, however, offer you this.
Looks like a manhole cover to me.
Actually, the cover itself is not included in the price.
Oh, that's better. An old station to convert.
Not quite. Note the bench in the foreground. £8,000 will buy you the lease on that for 2 years. Or this, available in Walthamstow, at a shade over your price. Much sought after, a 1972, 2 in the front, 2 in the back residence with many interesting features.
It is, unless I'm very much mistaken, an abandoned cortina. Well, we'd have to sleep your parents on the roof rack, Mary.
Well, I'm afraid the market around 8,000 is rather limited. Unless, yes, the property does come to mind. This.
Oh, that's more like it. In a proper big garden, too. Is it in our range?
In a manner of speaking, this is in fact my house.
And you're selling?
Not quite. My wife and I are looking for new domestic staff. Turn up Monday with 2 references and we'll give you a full consideration. Fritz.
Speak, my old buddy.
It's so restful sitting here on the veranda in our gas masks.
Yes, it's a beautiful evening to watch a riot being quelled.
But I can't help thinking, as we sit here, enjoying the comforts of democracy, what if the nightmare came true?
You mean the one about being stranded on a desert island with Archbishop Tutu?
No. The nightmare.
Oh, my God. You mean if they took over?
Yes, if it looked like being the end of white supremacy.
Well, there'd be only one thing for it.
You don't mean...
Yes.
You'd use the ultimate machine?
Yes. The sunbed. If you can't beat them, join them.
I never said that.
And neither did I, my main man, soul brother.
Before I pass sentence, have you anything to say? Well, in that case, I sentence you to 20 years in the prison of your choice. You will therefore be taken from here to the place from whence you came and shown some share prospectuses. You will be offered competitive tenders for your period of incarceration. Of course, if you have private jail insurance, you will be able to go to an open prison with squash courts and classes in city fraud. And, being only a homicidal maniac, will be allowed 5 weeks' holiday in Marbella each year. Otherwise, you may choose between slopping out, sharing a broom cupboard with 5 fellow inmates, or, if if you really want to slum it, a Scottish prison. Well, they didn't vote for us. So, I leave you in the hands of the 10 prison and remand businesses of England and Wales. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, boy. It's time to meet old Spiky. 24,000 volts and we wave you goodbye.
Electricity. Energy for life.
Tonight we look at the career of a man with a unique reputation in the glittering world of show business.
Arnold Brown.
Arnold's first break came in the 1940s back in his hometown, Glasgow. In this rare BBC interview, Arnold describes what happened.
I was born.
Pretty soon, all the predictable consequences occurred. Breastfeeding, wind, teething, and...
A phone call from David Lean.
Arnold, I'm making great expectations tomorrow, and you simply must play Pip.
Love to, David, but I have to go and see my grandfather. He's in hospital having his ears pierced. An amazing man, 85, and still got his own ears.
Yet this wasn't the last of Lean's attempts to corner Arnold's talents. The great director remembers...
I was casting Dr. Zhivago. I knew Arnold was perfect for the romantic lead. Sadly for me, for film, for history, Arnold disagreed.
Look, David, my hair is too dark. I'll clash with Omar in the close-ups. Besides, I never quite hit it off with Alec Guinness.
David Lean finally despaired of trying to cast Arnold after he turned down Ryan's Daughter.
Come on, David, give Bob Mitchum a break. He does the accent so much better.
Yet other directors were not so easily dissuaded, and Arnold shocked the film world further in the 70s when he sold his part in Saturday Night Fever to John Travolta for the price of a coffee and a croissant. Instead, Arnold opted to take a much smaller part in the movie.
Hey, Mom, these meatballs are gonna run all over my new shirt, huh?
Eat your meatballs, Tony, and stop calling me Mom.
Why did Arnold Brown turn down the lead for this relatively insignificant part?
I've never played a practicing Catholic before. Besides, acting requires a kind of inner peace. I felt I was personally too similar to John Travolta's role to play the character properly.
It was now that Arnold, sickened by the backstabbing of the Hollywood movie scene, gave up his film career.
Such as it was.
And turned instead to the backstabbing of the British alternative comedy scene. Here's some vintage Arnold recorded at London's Inn Joke Club.
Why did the capitalist elephant cross the road? Because the working class chicken had been made redundant by that woman Thatcher. Oh, I see the CBI are in tonight.
Arnold's career as a comic blossomed until one fateful night, Arnold was in Manchester, recording a comedy show for BBC Radio 4. He was confronted in his dressing room by an alternative punk poet called John Bitch.
You sold out, Mr. Brown. You stopped telling jokes about unemployment under Thatcher.
Only when I'm playing major capitalist venues. After all, Tabby wouldn't like it.
What about the people's struggle?
The people's struggle? I spit on it. That's the kind of person I am. The struggle these days is to get reliable servants.
It's no good, Mr. Brown. I've got to do this.
Arnold Brown will be missed by us all. To us, the cast of this show, he was not only a true friend and a talented fellow professional, he was above all a meal ticket.
Yeah, thanks a lot for dying, Arnold. We had high hopes of a second series.
You lied to us, Brown. You said you'd never be seen dead on the radio.
Look, I've just been in the dressing room. Oh. And there were all of Arnold's little things laid out on a table, just as he left them, yeah? Script, pen, bottle of baboon's testicle extract.
Never worked for him, did it?
No.
Can I have his pocket calculator?
Oh, God, you're sick. Anyway, I've tried it. It's broken.
You've been going through his belongings, you unspeakable ghoul.
Oh, call me sentimental, but I just wanted something to remember him by. A simple wallet, a few credit cards.
I quite fancy his Chick Murray joke book.
You disgust me. I'm going to end this show right now, but just the way that dear Arnold would have wanted it. You have been listening to Judy Hawkins and Company with Judy Hawkins, Chris Campbell, David Charles, Emma Clark and Judy Hawkins. It was written by Peter Carey and Marvin Close in the company of Judy Hawkins, Peter Hughes and Ian Rennie, Gerald Kells, Judy Hawkins, John Kelly, John Lindsay, Nick Maynard, Simon Michelson and Judy Hawkins, Bill Naylor, David Nelson, Barry Nichols and Jules Duggleby, Martin O'Callaghan, Joan Ormerod, Anthony Peregrine, Nigel Powell and Judy Hawkins, Mark Roberts, Simon Rook, Judy Rutherford, Angus Walker, Sean Wilson and Judy Hawkins. And the show was produced by Paul Z. Jackson with Judy Hawkins.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar. You can listen with your whole family.
This was a special request. Wikipedia tells that The Goon Show is a British radio comedy programme, originally produced and broadcast by the BBC Home Service from 1951 to 1960, with occasional repeats on the BBC Light programme. The first series, broadcast from the 28th of May to the 20th of September 1951, was titled Crazy People. Subsequent series had the title The Goon Show. The show's chief creator and main writer was Spike Milligan, who performed the series alongside Harry Secombe, Peter Sellers and, for the first two series, Michael Bentine. The scripts mixed ludicrous plots with surreal humor, puns, catchphrases and an array of bizarre sound effects. There were also light music interludes. Some of the later episodes feature electronic effects devised by the fledgling BBC Radiophonic Workshop, many of which were reused by other shows for decades. Many elements of the show satirized contemporary life in 1950s Britain, parodying aspects of show business, commerce, industry, art, politics, diplomacy, the police, the military, education, class structure, literature and film.
This is the BBC Home Service. Thank you. We now come to the radio show entirely dedicated to the downfall of John Snack.
He, of course, refers to the highly esteemed Goon Show. Stop! Time for laughs later. But now to business. Mr. Greenslade, come over here.
Yes, Master?
Tell the waiting world what we have for them.
My lords, ladies, and other national assistance holders, tonight the League of Burmese Trombonists present a bestseller play entitled
The Terror of Bexhill-on-Sea, or the dreaded batter pudding hurler.
The English Channel, 1941. Across the silent strip of green grey water, in England, coastal towns were deserted, except for people. Despite the threat of invasion and the stringent blackout rules, elderly gentlefolk of Bexhill-on-Sea still took their evening constitutions.
Dear. quite windy on these cliffs, Minnie.
Yes, yes. What a nice summer evening. A typical English evening.
Yes, the rain is lovely and warm. Minnie?
Yes?
I think I'll take one of my sou'westers off.
You devil, you.
Here, Minnie, hold my elephant gun.
Oh, dear. I don't know what you brought it for. You can't shoot elephants in England, you know.
Why not?
They're out of season.
Oh. Does this mean we shall have to have pelican for dinner again?
I fear so.
Oh.
I fear so.
Then I'll risk it. I'll shoot an elephant out of season.
You can't shoot an elephant out of season. Elephants mustn't be.
Listeners who are listening will, of course, realize that Minnie and Henry are talking rubbish. As erudite people will realize, there are no elephants in Sussex. They're only found in Kent, north of a line drawn between 2 points, thus making it the shortest distance. Thank you.
Well.
If that's how it is, I can't shoot any.
Come, Henry. We'd better be getting home. I don't want to be caught on the beaches if there's an invasion.
Neither do I, Minnie. I'm wearing a dirty shirt and I don't... Oh. Minnie?
Yes. What?
Minnie, did you hear a gas oven door slam just then?
Don't be silly, Henry. You would be walking around these cliffs with a gas oven.
Lady Docker?
Yes, but apart from the obvious ones, who'd want to...
No, I've never heard of him.
Help, Henry. I've been struck down from behind, buddy. Help.
No? Oh, dear. Poor Minnie.
Help.
Police. English police. Law guardians.
Not too loud, Henry. They'll hear you.
Police of the law.
Can I help you, son?
Are you a policeman?
No, I'm a constable.
Oh. What is the difference?
They're spelt differently.
Help me, differently spelled constable.
Oh, what's happened to this dear old silver-bearded lady?
She was struck down from behind.
And not a moment too soon. Congratulations, sir.
I didn't do it.
Coward, hand back your OBE. Now, tell me, who did this felonious deed? What's happened to her?
It is much too dark to see.
Yes.
Strike a light.
Not allowed in blackout.
Strike a dark light.
No, madam. Madam, we daren't. Why, only 28 miles across the channel. The Germans are watching this coast.
Don't you be a silly pilly policeman.
Bravo, Henry. Bravo.
Pittle-poo.
Pittle-poo.
They can't see a little match being struck.
Oh, all right. Any questions?
Yes. Where are my legs?
Where am I?
Now are you aware of the danger from German long-range guns?
I have it. I've got it. I've got the answer. Just by chance, I happen to have on me a box of German matches.
Wonderful! Strike one. They won't dare fire at their own matches.
Of course not. Now. Yes! The British! The British!
We tried using a candle, but it wasn't very bright and we daren't light it. So we waited for dawn. And there, in the light of the morning sun, we saw what had struck Miss Bannister. It was a batter pudding.
It's still warm, Minnie.
Oh. Thank heaven. I hate cold batter pudding.
Come, dear little Minnie. I'll take you home with me, Minnie. I'll give you a hot bath, rub you down with the anti-vapor rub, put a plaster on your back, give your little feet a mustard bath, and then put you to bed.
Do you know this woman?
Devilish man! Naughty man! Naughty, horrible, naughty man. Of course I do. This is Minnie Bannister, the world-famous poker player. Give her a good poker and she'll play any tune you like her.
Well, get her off this cliff. It's dangerous. Meantime, I must report this to the inspector. I'll call on you later. Goodbye! As I swam ashore, I dried myself to save time. That night, I lay awake in my air-conditioned dustbin thinking. Now, who on earth would want to strike another with a batter pudding? Obviously, it wouldn't happen again. So I fell asleep. Nothing much happened that night, except that I was struck with a batter pudding.
It's all rather confusing, really.
In the months to come, 38 batter puddings were hurled at Miss Bannister. A madman was at large. Scotland Yard was called in.
Inspector Seagoon?
Yes?
My name is Hercules Gridpipe Thin, Special Investigation. This batter pudding hurler.
Yes?
He's made a fool of the police.
I disagree. We were fools long before he came along.
You silly, twisted boy. Nevertheless, he's got to be stopped. Now, Seagoon.
Yes.
Please, don't do that. Now, these batter puddings, they were obviously thrown by hand.
Not necessarily. Some people are pretty clever with their feet.
For instance?
Tom Cringingnut.
Who's he?
He's a man who's pretty clever with his feet.
What's his name?
Jim Flatcrock.
Sergeant Throat?
Yes.
Make a note of that.
Right, anything else, sir?
Yes.
Right.
Now, Seagoon, these batter puddings, were they all identical?
All except the last one. Inside it, we found this.
What? An army boot? So the dreaded hurler is a military man. Any troops in the town?
The 56th Heavy Underwater Artillery.
Get there at once. Arrest the first soldier you see wearing one boot.
Ying tong, iddle li po.
Right, off you go.
Ah! Oh! How dare you come here to my HQ with such a ridiculous...
I tell you, Major Bloodlock, I must ask you to parade your men.
Why?
I'm looking for a criminal.
You find your own. It took me years to get this lot. Oh! I surrender, dear.
Ying tong, iddle li po.
Very well, then. Bugle and Max Galdry, sound fall in the hard way. Lads. My dear, lovely, hairy lads. I'm sorry I had to get you out of bed in the middle of the day, but I'll see you get extra pay for this, I promise you. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's what I like, spirit. Now, Sigun, which is the man?
I walked along the serried ranks looking for the soldier with one boot, but my luck was out. The entire regiment were barefooted, all save the officers who wore reinforced concrete socks.
I say, Sigun, it's getting dark. You can't see in this light.
I'll strike a match. Curse, I forgot about the Germans.
We want our Betty boys.
Who are you?
Me? I'm Lance Private Eccles, but most people call me by my nickname.
What's that?
Mick. That's a joke. I made a joke about the Mick.
I inspected the man closely. He was the nearest thing I'd seen to a human being without actually being one.
I say, Sigun, surely you don't suspect this man? Why, we were together in the same company during that terrible disaster.
What company was that?
Desert Song, 1933.
Were you both in the doily cart?
Right in the doily cart.
I don't wish to know that.
AC.
But wait! At last, by the light of a passing glue factory, I saw that Eccles was only wearing one boot.
Oh, well, I only got one boot.
I know, but why are you wearing it on your head?
Why? Why? It fits, that's why. What a silly question to ask.
Let me see that boot. Size 19. What size head have you got?
Size 19.
Curse, the man's defense was perfect.
Oh.
Major Bradlock?
How dare you call me Major Bloodknock?
That's your name.
In that case, I forgive you.
Where's this man's other boot?
Stolen.
By whom?
A thief.
You sure it wasn't a pickpocket?
Positive. Eccles never keeps his boots in his pocket.
Damn. They all had a watertight... alibi. But just to make sure, I left it at a fish tank overnight. Next morning, my breast pocket phone rang. Hello?
Mr. Seacombe, Minnie's been hit with another batter pudding.
Well, that's nothing new.
It is. This one was stone cold.
Cold?
Yes. He must be losing interest in her.
It proves also that the phantom batter pudding hurler has had his gas pipe cut off. Taxi!
Yes, sir. Hooray for Rule Britannia, poor old Marilyn Monroe, poor old Joe.
The Bexhill Gasworks, and step on it.
Very good, sir. Hooray, here we go.
Listeners may be puzzled by a taxi sounding like bagpipes. The truth is, it is all part of the BBC New Economy campaign. They have discovered that it is cheaper to travel by bagpipes. And not only are they more musical, but they come in a wide variety of colours. See your local bagpipe officer and ask for particulars. You won't be disappointed.
It's all rather confusing, really.
Meantime, Neddy Seagoon had arrived at the Bexhill Gas and Coke Works.
Blimey. Anyone about?
Yes, but anyone want to talk to me?
Good.
Yeah.
I'd like a list of people who haven't paid their gas bills.
You don't have what moment.
Thank you. Now, here's a good list. I'll try this number. I think we've got him this time. Hello?
10 Downing Street here.
I'm terribly sorry. No, it couldn't be him. Who would he want to throw a batter pudding at? Hello? Police here?
This is Mr. Ratley. Someone's just thrown a batter pudding at me.
Months went by. I couldn't stop them. Still no sign of the dreaded hurler. Finally, I walked the streets of Bexhill at night, disguised as a human man, Then, suddenly... Nothing happened. But it happened suddenly, mark you. Disappointed, I lit my pipe. Curse those Germans!
Oh, pardon me, my friend.
I turned to see the speaker. He was a tall man wearing sensible feet and a head to match. He was dressed in the full white outfit of a Savoy chef. Around his waist were tied several thousand cooking instruments, and behind him he pulled a portable gas stove from which issued forth the smell of batter pudding.
Could I borrow a match? You see, my gas has gone out and my batter pudding was just about to start browning.
Certainly. Here. No. Keep the whole box. I have another match at home.
So rich. Well, thank you, monsieur. You have saved my batter pudding from getting cold. As you will agree, there's nothing quite so bad as being struck down with a cold batter pudding.
Oh, yes?
Of course. Well, good night, monsieur.
Good night. I watched the strange man as he pulled his gas stove away into the darkness. But I couldn't waste time watching him. My job was to find the dreaded batter pudding hurler.
Those listeners who think that Seagoon is not cut out to be a detective, please write to him care of Roughton House.
On December the 25th, the hurler changed his tactics. That day, Miss Bannister was struck with a Christmas pudding. Naturally, I searched the workhouse.
Seagoon, the hurler is abroad.
What's that, sir?
Miss Bannister has just received this letter. It was postmarked Africa, and inside was a portion of batter pudding.
Yes, he hasn't forgotten me, buddy.
So he's in Africa. Now we've got him cornered. I must leave at once. Where is my power-packed giant assistant? Blue Bottle!
Yay! I heard you call me my captain. I heard my captain called me. Waits for audience applause, not a sausage. Puts on I don't care expression as done by Narin Bevan at Blackpool Conservative rally.
Blue Bottle, you and I are going to Africa.
Goody. Can we take sandwiches?
Only for food. Any questions?
No.
I can't answer that, can you?
No.
Ignorant swine. Got that down, Sergeant's throat?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Right, we catch the very next troop convoy to Algiers. And who better to drive us out of the country than Ray Ellington and his quartet?
That old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and them that plants them is soon forgotten. But old man River keeps on rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body your leg in a wreck with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, gets a little drunk and you lands in jail. I gets weary and sick of trying, tired of living and feared of dying, but old man River keeps rolling along. That old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters and he don't plant cotton, and them that plants them is soon forgotten. But old man River, he keeps rolling along. Yes, you and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale. You gets a little drunk and you lands in jail. I gets weary and sick of trying, tired of living and feared of dying. But Old Man River keeps rolling along, rolling away, Beck's Hill way. That Old Man River, he keeps rolling along.
And now,
Seagoon and Bluebottle travelled by sea. To avoid detection by enemy U-boats, they spoke German throughout the voyage, heavily disguised as Spaniards.
As an added precaution, they travelled on separate decks and wore separate shoes on different occasions.
the ship was disguised as a train. To make the train seaworthy, it was done up to look like a boat and painted to appear like a tram.
All rather confusing, really.
Also on board were Major Bloodlock and his regiment. When we were 10 miles from Algiers, we heard a dreaded cry.
Mine ahead! Oh, dirty big mine ahead!
I say, what's happening here? Why are all these naughty men cowering down on the deck, the cowards?
There's a mine ahead.
Mine?
Funny, he wasn't dressed for swimming.
Oh, here! There's no need to worry, fellas, about the mine. It's one of ours. Oh.
Bloodlock and I floundered in the cruel sea.
Fortunately, we found a passing lifeboat and dragged ourselves aboard.
We had no oars, but luckily we found 2 outboard motors and we rowed with them.
Brilliant.
For 30 days we drifted to and fro. Then hunger came upon us.
Oh. If I don't eat soon, I'll die of hunger. And if I die, I won't eat soon. Wait a moment. Can I smell cooking, or do my ears deceive me?
He was right. Something was cooking. There in the other end of the lifeboat was a gas stove. Could this be the end of our search?
I'll knock on the oven door.
Just a minute, please. I'm in the bath.
Arnold!
Good morning. You?
Yes. Remember Beck's Hill? I lent you the matches.
You don't want them back?
Don't move. I arrest you as the dreaded batter pudding hurler.
Sacre bleu.
Hands up, you devil. Don't move. This finger is loaded.
If you kill me, I promise you, you'll never take me alive.
Wait, how can we prove he's the hurler?
That batter pudding in the corner of the stove is all the evidence we need. We've got him.
But it wasn't so easy. 40 days they drifted in an open boat.
Oh, I tell you, Seagoon, let's eat the batter pudding or we'll starve.
No. You hear me? No. That's the only evidence we've got. Though I must admit this hunger does give one an appetite.
We must eat it or die.
Never.
Very well, then. I shall stop playing my violin.
And that, we fear, is the end of our story, except, of course, for the end. We invite listeners to submit what they think should be the classic ending. Should Seagoon eat the batter pudding and live, or leave it and in the cause of justice die? Send your suggestions on a piece of batter pudding. Meantime, for those of you cretins who would like a happy ending, here it is.
Darling, will you marry me?
Of course I will, darling.
Thank you. Good night. That was The Goon Show, a recorded program featuring Peter Sellers, Harry Seacombe and Spike Milligan with the Raylington Quartet and Max Geldray. The orchestra was conducted by Wally Stott, script by Spike Milligan, announcer Wallace Greenslade, the program produced by Peter Eaton.
Folks. What did you say?
Nothing.